Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show today. Very happy to have you here. We're doing session 0 of Heroes Call. Puffin is going to be running his not only his campaign but his gaming system. So we're going to get into that and have some fun with it. So welcome. I think we're going fantasy again, which is good. It's been a while. Wouldn't you say, GOP? Who is muted?
Yeah, I would. Thank you for letting me know. I almost started talking with being muted. Yeah, no, it has been a long time.
It has. It has.
I don't
Uh,
remember the last time we did it though. It was
I'd say
well
it was
over a
Bill,
year.
right?
It was Imperious.
No,
No,
Imperious. No, that's not medieval. That
that
was
was
far
Oh,
flung's high sci-fi. Uh,
that you said sci-fi
yeah,
fantasy.
well
no,
fantasy. Yeah,
medieval fantasy, D&D,
yeah.
All
dude.
right.
Anyway, I am hitting the share button. I hope you guys do the same. Let people know who are interested, so they can come on in. But Buffin, you're going to be running the show here, so run the show,
Wonderful.
dude.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to the first session 0 of Heroes Call, where we dive into a fantasy world that I designed oh gosh, I'm getting old, nearly 13 years ago. And so we will be exploring as I have begun a revision on a document I think it's over 150 pages. So I've been frantically working, consolidating, making things more up to date as I've learned in my last 15 years of game playing and tabletop enthusiasm. A lot has changed, but, never abandon your first work, right?
Oh no, I have
So
many books.
I only have one book. But anyways, I will have more soon. Let's see here. So we're going to do a session 0 now. We're going to get everyone's character set up. GOP is the overachiever of roleplay. Already has his backstory done and his character generally in place. So
Well, that's
we
because
are going
GOP
to.
is a power gamer.
He is a
That
power
is
gamer.
true.
He is very, very
Shh.
big bearded.
GOP, I'm sandbagging. Shh.
I know. I
Shh.
What does
appreciate it.
that mean?
You'll find
Gee.
out.
Oh, really quick, Chester. There was one last thing I want to tell you from our last game.
Uh-huh.
Just know the role playing was so legit that the way you described the very first episode of last game, I actually thought that the year was 1973 and not 2023.
Well,
So I thought we were like
that's GOP's fault.
1970.
That's
No,
all.
the
Yeah,
first game when we
right.
had like the astronaut suit tentacle monster, I actually thought it was 1973 detectives and not 2023. I thought we went through like a time warp or something. That's why I wanted them to know if they knew what NASA was, because I didn't know if it existed yet.
Oh, well, actually, that
Well,
suit was from before NASA. That's true.
but
But yeah,
NASA was around in the 70s. Yeah,
Well, you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
But that guy was from before. Well, whatever. But
yeah.
yeah,
Anywho,
no, it was fun. And we actually got a lot of compliments on Umbral. We get a few comments here or there. Oh, it's a cool story or what have you. But I got a lot of DMs over Umbral. People really like the story, and were really engaged with it. So I'm happy the way it worked out. And I think it was a good story, and it was more linear. It was very linear. That was a
mhm.
very linear game. But that it is what it is. But yeah, no, I'm happy with it. It was good sessions, and it was good fun. But now we're doing Puffin's thing. So Puffin, you want to
Yeah,
show us any imagery or?
Yes, I do. I have some images here. I'm just pulling up some extra images. I'm trying to compile it. I've got my Google Docs open, going over the revision document, going over the actual document, and just going over what GOP did, and it's a lot of different stuff, I tell you what. So, oh gosh. So I have a few images here. I'm going to share my screen. I think this will work. Let me share my screen. Share my screen.
Yeah,
Let's
it gives
see.
you options, and then you just pick one. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got some images here
Okay.
that
Perfect.
ooh, Yeti man.
That'd be me.
that that would be GOP. is a
Oh.
Yatosh, which is one of the playable races. He got tossed off that mountain in the background, and his motivation is him and his pet polar bear are going to try to find a way back onto the mountain.
Walk.
Well,
Well,
it's
he
more
tried to walk.
complicated. Yeah, it's a bit more complicated than that. But
Exiled from the tribe.
He was.
It's a steep mountain, my guy.
That is Emprum. That is the great crown of the world. It is a mountain as tall as Everest and as flat as Kilimanjaro. So there's an entire polar plateau on top of the mountain where the Yatosh live.
Oh, I like these people already.
They are barbaric but cultured. The Yatosh entire culture and, civil moral system is the better person you are, the more freedoms you have. The worse person you are, the less freedoms you have. You have one chance to defend yourself, make it good.
Arr.
So they are very keen to exterminate weakness, but they don't kill. Because whereas one person may not be useful in their society, that Yatosh may be useful for someone else's society who is much weaker than they. And that unfortunately was the fact with GOP's character's father. He thought his son was weak, so he tossed him off the mountain.
even though I tamed a freaking polar bear,
You
But,
did tame a polar bear, but your father has eaten polar bears.
it's true.
So, in a
What a
second,
guy.
you'll be able to see something. I'm not sure if it switches when I do this.
It does.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
does, yeah.
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 All
My
it does is
AI
capture the
generation.
media you're showing.
Okay.
So
Cool.
if it's something like this where it has tabs, it'll we'll see everything you do with it.
Cool. Let me just click these other ones off. Click, click. Just kidding. Anyway, so going through the world, the dominant species are the All Knights. They are a race of humans that have populated most of the world. The All Knights hold to a not all might, all night, Knight. They believe that all warriors contribute to the foundation of society. That to survive in this world, you must be a man of conflict, either by the sword, by the pen, but everyone must overcome something in their life for their life to have been worth it. And so through this mentality has developed into a sort of manifest destiny that all lands unclaimed are potentially those of the All Knights. And they are the dominant human faction.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
So most of the kingdoms and places that you'll find are under the vise of the All Knights and their god Suritas. And then you have some of the Bellish and their giant horses. They are actual small people that ride Clydesdales. So it's very strange seeing basically 2/3 horse and 1 part man in a cavalry charge. The Foolish did not follow Suritas, though they do honor him as a deity, but not as their god, which is Kalana, which is a goddess, but for the terminology of a being, it would be a god. And she is seen as the mother of mankind. And in order to help man accomplish everything, she provided them horses. And so, man's greatest work helper is the horse, and his best friend is the dog. Both four-legged beings that these people feel are the cornerstone of their society. They don't need to create things to do what horses or dogs could do for them.
Okay.
So, for the most part, those are the three main important things. And we're going to come right over here, and I'm going to try to draw some interesting images of the catfolk you'd be exploring, but it didn't do it right. So we're going to do the fields of Templar, which are an interesting place where you guys will be starting. If it does it right, I think I entered that post properly. The Fields of Templar would be where yep, there it is. That's a good one. The Fields of Templar. So to give you an idea, well, that's weird.
Okay.
Yep, here we go. Fields of Templar. So to give you an idea, the Fields of Templar are in the mega city of Templar. It is owned by the third of the great races of the world, which are called the Eni, E-N-Y. Not any, but the Eni. And Templar was basically their mega city. They lost every war they fought. They went to war for land against the Yatosh. They lost. They went to war against humans. They lost. They went to war against the, basically the ground folk or the dwarves, and they lost. So what did they do? They had nowhere to build but up. So they created the massive city of Templar. It is literally the size of a mountain. It is designed and built in such a way that any dwarf from other fantasy would be jealous and be cursing the mountain elves, as they're called. Because that's the only land they have, is what is on that, strip of land that their great ancestor actually claimed for themselves. So they had nowhere to go but up. So if you will all be in these fields, as you can see the grass and the trees down there, that area in Templar is probably what is a good example? That's probably Central, like 2 times the size of Central Park.
Okay.
Larger. So these buildings are massive, and the actual city of Templar is literally the size of a mountain. You can pick your medium-sized mountain, and that's about how big the city is.
Okay.
It is near the center of the world map. I don't have a world map today. I will have a world map tomorrow. I mean, next time, because I'm really getting where my exact places are going to be. Great app if you guys need to make maps are Incarnate. I enjoy it. Makes some pretty good maps.
Yeah, Incarnate's good.
Yep. So you're in the mountain, the artificial mountain of Templar, the largest structure made by any organism on the planet. The Anai are an elf-like people. They have the ears, they have the figure like elves, but one staunch difference is they don't live forever, and they have hollow bones like a bird. So they are very light, they're quick, but they are still strong. So they are faster than humans. They are not as durable as humans, but they are equally as strong. Which is part of their downfall, is they couldn't stand up to a good hit from a mace. But being that they are a fortress that has been sieged and failed every time, a lot of different people have come here to trade, including the Yatosh Exile, which is GOP. What did you end up naming your character, GOP?
My character's name is Tyog Div Samar.
All right. Interesting gentleman up there. And you do have a polar bear. I'm not going to dishonor polar bears by having some kind of computer try to generate them, because it basically takes the same random bear image and remakes it over and over again. So you just have like a white-brown bear. So I'm not going to do that. Anyways,
The bear's
now
name
we
is
come
Bear.
to Mr. Tower. Tower, what type of character would you like to play? I have both the revision open here, which is what me and GOP have been working on. taking the information in this 145-page document, I was wrong, and making it in terms which are much easier to understand. So the classes that we have are anything in this book and these here. And this is what the Dragoon that GOP has made.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second. You got control, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right.
We have mages, savages, warriors, and scoundrels so far.
Now, if you're interested, Tower, because I was kind of discussing possible characters for you that might be, you know, good like introductory things, and Puffin gave me the list, and I was looking, and there's one called are they Rowan? I keep forgetting what they're called. Like Rowan, right?
I'm fine. I'm looking for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rowan.
Yeah. So they're like beast people species.
Bear and wolf people.
Yeah. And let me just look up their
And just make a picture of a werewolf, and that should work.
Yeah, they kind of look like werewolves. But basically, they are. Well, would you like to describe them, Puffin? Because you know like more of the in-depth stuff than I do.
So the Rowan as a people are sort of bear or wolf-like. They're kind of in between. They are a beast people. They have natural weapons, and the Rowan have are all about self-improvement. They're all about making themselves stronger, better, faster, but they do not embellish the progression of technology. They respect it and they will learn it so that they are not destroyed, but they separate it. You know what I mean?
Tower, you're still muted, by the way. I don't know if you.
Yeah. They'll use technology, but they don't invent technology, if that's a good way of thinking about it, right?
Yeah. They will steal technology all up and down. So like the sword
They'll use they can use a weapon, but they're not going to go out their way to. They don't make stuff. They use stuff.
Yep. They take stuff.
Alrighty.
So that would be a Rowan right there.
And then
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Let's do that.
Yeah, you want to go over? Well, we can go over what their bonuses are a little later, but they're pretty decent, I think, for you.
Say a Rowan might be cool, you know. A Rowan with a jazz horn.
Right.
Maybe.
And then so that, and because they have like a natural claw attack, and they get like extra attacks too. That's cool. But so there's a class that got
Now, are they tanky or are they just like glass cannon?
Well, the class is the Savage, and so the Savage has you get a class bonus, which is basically a plus to hit. Now, in this game, any roll, natural or otherwise, that is 20 or greater is a critical. So, if you have a Savage is about living on your own, and if you have these objects on your person, rope, maps, fishing tools, hunting tools, or light armor, they all give you a bonus. So you could basically have a traveler's kit and have full bonus.
That's pretty nice.
You would have hunting tools, fishing tools, maps, and rope in a starter's kit, which would give you a +4 to hit whenever you're attacking.
I like that, yeah.
And then you get light armor. Rowan wouldn't really wear chainmail. They would wear hide armor, which is a 9. It is the second highest tier of light armor, so you'd get 9 hit points for both areas that you have it. So you'd have
now, what is the highest tier of light armor?
Chainmail.
Okay, I got you.
It gives 12 hit points. Now, the way armor works in this is armor gives you more HP, but when your armor breaks, you can't heal yourself to your armor's maximum. So if you have a total of like 24 armor health and that's used up, your armor's not broken. But your base health is untouched. Make sense?
Yeah, I got you. That makes sense.
also sometimes there is bleeding, poison, disease, things like that. But as long as you have armor, I don't worry about that because your armor is going to prevent those things from affecting you until it's gone. So while you have armor HP, you don't have to worry about burn, freezing, none of that stuff
Okay,
because it's
now
not hitting you.
can armor break pretty
Yes,
much?
it does.
Okay, and I
When you
just
run out of the armor's hit points, it's broken, but you can repair it.
oh okay. Uh, cool. Any other abilities he has other than big
Um,
claws, mighty man?
well, the thing about the Rowan is whenever you're awarded XP, you get +1. You have scent like a dog or a bear. So if anyone's trying to sneak up on you within 20 feet and they don't have something to mask their scent, you know they're there.
Okay, I just take a big old whiff. I'm like, I smell bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Now you have a barge attack, which does basically it'll do 6 damage, or you can do 2 natural claw attacks, which do 2 damage. But if you critical, because you're savage, you can critical on one of those, which I will allow you to roll and see if you can do the big critical damage. But then it's basically something that you have that it's more guaranteed damage. Because if you do the barge, which is you basically move up to him and hit him, you're going to do the maximum non-critical damage, which is 6 before any kind of additional bonuses. So you have basically consistent passive damage, and if you hit that critical, you'll be doing big damage. And because you're a savage, eventually those 3 strikes that you get will be able to critical instead of doing 2 damage each.
Okay.
So I believe it's at level 7. You, if up here at the minor rules, that the Rowan can crit on their passive attacks at level 7 if they're a savage. Yeah, level
All
7.
right, I understand. That sounds pretty good.
So
Yep,
Tower's going to
because
be a
if you
savage, and what is GOP?
I'm like a werewolf.
I'm a dragoon.
Oh, you ride the polar bear.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Alrighty.
yeah. I mean, a Savage Rowan has the potential of doing probably the highest amount of single damage in the game. Because if you can happen to crit on all 3 of your swings, assuming they all hit, you probably have a max unmodified damage potential of 63.
So it's pretty good.
Which is the hardest hitting thing in the game, I think.
Very nice.
You're definitely a damage dealer.
You are the damage dealer. Unless something's incorporeal, and then, you should probably find a mage.
All right.
Do we remember the max damage Shadow Dusk was putting out, GOP?
Uh, I don't. I don't recall.
It was brutal. It was way
Yeah.
over 100.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh yeah, no, that was so ridiculously broken. It was perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, indeed. Okay. So we picked out a race for you. We picked out a class for you. Chester, what kind of stuff were you thinking about
Oh
doing?
yeah, we should do this in concert, shouldn't we?
Mhm.
Well, let's see. We got ourselves a Savage Cat Boy, which is perfect. Let's make sure he's
Werewolf.
hyped up on a werewolf, hyped up on chocolate all the time. That'll be good.
Mountain Dew Baja
Oh,
Blast.
So let me go ahead and make more to my notes here. GOP is playing a what's it?
Yeti Dragoon.
Yeah, but what does he call it? A Yatosh?
Uh,
Yeah,
Yatosh.
Okay. Yatosh Dragoon. Named.
My name, I keep having to look, is Hayog Div Samar.
Div.
I call.
Div
Yeah, Div. Okay.
Yeah, Simar or Samir. It works either way. Div Samir, Div Samar.
I'm
Okay.
gonna let you know, GOP, right now.
All
If
right.
I forget, since you're Eog Div Samar, I'm gonna call you Yogi for short.
You can just call me Ty because it's
Ty.
Tyog. Yeah.
All right, Tyog.
Okay. So it's Tyog because I wrote down Iog.
No, it's Tyag. Tyog. I actually looked up Nepalese names. So
Cool. That sounds good. All right.
yeah.
And GOP is playing that. So what are you playing, Tootsie Boy?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a werewolf.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Yeah.
He's
He's a
a
savage.
he's a
Yeah, I'm a
Rowan.
savage.
A
The
Rowan.
savage
race.
is a
Yeah, Rowan.
mixture of a monk and a barbarian.
How do you
Yeah.
spell? How are you spelling Ronin? Rowan.
Rowin.
Oh, easy. Phonetics. And he's a savage. All right. And
You know, that way.
what do you calling your character, Tower?
Sullivan.
Sullivan. All right, cool. Easy.
Good old
Yeah,
Sully.
you got old Sully. And yeah, no, we should be doing this in concert, so I'll do it the same time he's doing. Let's see. So we got a soldier, we got ourselves a barbarian. I should do something magical, I guess. I saw you had psionics in there, but I didn't see a structure for it though.
Um, that is part of the things with psionics and not having a structure is probably when I was going to work on psionics, I didn't actually put it in there.
Oh,
I had it planned and I didn't actually add it. That was probably part of the problem because whenever I was making this document and I wrote it out, it was my first attempt at making a game, and so my brain couldn't keep track of all the pieces of it. So that's what this revision document is to take what's in here and streamline it to something that makes more sense,
okay.
with how
So
gaming's progressed.
so what do you want me to play then?
You can play. I'll have to write it down, but you can play a psionic. You can play a mage. You can play a cleric. If you want to do something magical, you can play a druid.
Well, I should do something magical because we don't have any.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You could do a druid and get a jazz horn.
yeah,
Oh my.
no,
Okay.
yeah, that would be a bard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll go with oh, well, why not flesh out psionics as we go? I'll play a psionicist.
All
And
right,
my name
you
is Zabulba.
okay? Zaboba. What race do you want to be?
Well, I am a min-maxer,
American.
so which would be the best?
Jesus Christ.
The best race. That is a good question for a psionic.
Mm,
Let's see. The best would probably be the Anai for psionics.
those are the elves, yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
How do you spell that?
E. Let's see. How did I say? I think it's ENY. The Anai.
The Inai. All right.
Yep.
So and
EN
this
apostrophe Y.
And I.
okay, and these are elves
All right.
basically.
Yep.
Okay, and I will be playing a psionicist.
Yep. Or a mind breaker, as they call them.
That sounds fun.
Okay.
They call me a flamboyant retard.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, we do now. Anyways.
Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
All right, and that'll be fun. We'll work it out as we go. And
Mhm.
his name is Zabulba.
Sabalba.
Hmm.
All right. Like the
All right. So,
pod racer.
you're
That's deep,
the
deep, deep archaic history right there, baby.
the one of the fun things about being an Anai is the Anai, as you have heard, have basically been, walked on for most of history because they suck at fighting. But they have innate psionic powers and realize that subterfuge is the way to go. The Anai have a specific and singular racial ability, which is super awesome. You may automatically critical on one roll of your choice per session.
So auto crit once per session. Okay.
And as you improve, you'll be able to do that more than just once.
Yeah, that's fine because we're first level, right?
Yep.
So first level Mindbreaker.
Oh, I just popped my shoulder. Nice.
And
Very cool.
I'm going to be I got that. So I'm an E''NY. Okay.
You all right over there, Tower?
All right. Cool. Got that.
Yeah, I got allergies, so I can't breathe very well.
Oh, that sucks.
I really need to
Yes.
change this pencil. It's pissing me off. All right. Hold on
Do
a
you
second.
use pencil still, Ted? I can't remember the last time I touched a pencil.
Yeah, well, I am, 1,000 years old. So what do you want? You should see my
Not
middle finger.
1,000. Oh man!
You
Wait,
should
why are
show
you
it to
pointing at me?
us.
No, I've always written a lot, and I write with even these days. But that's what secretaries are for. Okay.
I thought they were for something else.
No, you hand them shit and say transcribe that.
Oh, do we each have the same idea? I think we're just asking for different things transcribed.
Okay.
Answer phone, go to bank, get coffee. Job
Yes, something
description.
like that. Close enough.
Okay. All right. So I got that, and Tower has his as well. So first level. Okay. So I have my auto crick once per session. Sweet. I don't know what that means, but I'll figure it out. What do I need after that? So what do we got to write down for stats for those following along here?
All right, so your stats, everyone's stats
Hmm.
are as follows. You have strength,
Nice.
agility,
Okay.
endurance, willpower,
Nice. Remember there was
char-
8.
charisma,
Ooh.
intelligence, and aura.
We actually cut it down to 7 in the revisions, but
We
yeah.
we
Oh, you did.
realized that
Okay.
one of the stats, like two of the stats, were basically the same thing, so we combined them.
Hmm. Yeah, I've actually been working on a system on and off forever, and I've gone through many iterations, and I've got it down to 3.
Well, maybe we'll
Uh,
try that one sometime.
Yeah,
yep.
I should, because that's very different. What I do is, with that one, each of your stats is actually a very high number. Where like say you starting level, you're probably sitting around 60 something in the 3 stats, and then you have skills, and what those skills do is add dice. So you roll your dice, you add it to your total, right? And that that's the system I'm working on right now. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I got these 7. So how do I apply them? How do I put numbers in here? And how do the numbers work?
All
Um,
right, so the numbers is you have 20 points to spend across your stats, and the
Okay.
max that you can put in a stat at level 1 is 5.
Okay. And aura, what is that? Like a psyche?
It's your spiritual power, and the magic in this world is called Omius, which is
Yeah,
Omius,
I saw that.
and
Yeah.
it's
But
your
I'm
affinity.
but I'm not using Omius, right? I'm using something else.
You would
Uh,
use willpower
willpower.
and
So will's my
intelligence.
thing. Okay, willpower and
Yep, willpower.
intelligence are my thing. All right. So I have 20 points and I need to apply them across the board. All right. So let's do that first.
Um, and well, we should probably clarify exactly what the point of each of the stats do, because the stats directly apply to the sort of items you can utilize.
Hmm.
So, um, for instance, if you have, let's say, a weapon you want to utilize, like a heavier, weapon, not like a finesse weapon. So that'd be a strength based thing, and basically the item that you're trying to use has a number associated with it, and for you to be able to utilize it properly, you have to have at least that number in the stat associated with that type of item.
Yeah, no,
So,
that's good. If I can get away with it, I'm going to be naked. So,
so like
uh,
willpower is it's light armor and psionics. So, um, items associated with that sort of stuff, the more willpower you have, the better the item you can actually use.
sure. I get that. I get that. Is there a minimum? Like, do I have to have one in everything?
No, you can have a 0 because 0 and everything is the common person.
Oh, okay. All right. So, let's see. I'm a dainty little elf, so I probably don't have much of that. Agility, probably need a little bit of that. Are you doing this as well, Tower?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, max I can do is 5. For willpower and intelligence are getting that right off the bat. So there we go. There's 10. So I have 10 left. And then maybe see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could just put 2 in everything else.
Mhm.
You can.
Now remember, your dodge chance is 8 plus your agility.
All right, and that's another thing too. So, agility does have a secondary thing where it does affect like your ability to dodge and
Endurance affects your block.
and dodge and block have different sort of effects. So dodge is like you are trying to get completely out of the way of an attack, whereas block is, I think you said, it reduces the damage by half, if I recall.
It does if your block rating is equal or higher than the damage that you would like. So if you have a block rating of 6, any non-critical is going to do half damage to you.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I put in, just so you know, I have a strength of 1, an agility of 3, endurance 3, willpower 5, charisma 2, intelligence 5, aura 1.
Wonderful. I like it. And
So what
your
am I? What do my racial things apply? How do I get bonuses and that stuff?
as the NI, you
Yep.
will get bonuses. They're one of the humans in the NI are the only ones that get bonuses to their stats.
Cool. So then what
The
do I do?
too.
All you got to do is you pick a stat,
Hmm.
and you can increase that stat by 2.
All right. Well, willpower 7. Sweet. I don't know. Is that good? I don't know.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, because you can. That means you can take up to 7 extra actions per session.
Nice.
Whenever you get a critical roll, you get 1 extra action, but you can only get a number of those equal to your willpower score.
No, sweet. All right. So basically, I'm not too. I'm a little bit above average. So I'm a Hale, and I'm not all much about the God stuff.
Mm-mm.
All right, sweet.
No.
I got that. So, Tower, how about you? You got your stats done?
Also, your base hit points are 21 plus your endurance.
21 plus my endurance. So, okay. All right, so let's just write that down. HP.
And then in this game, armor gives its own basically health pool. So
I
it's a
get it.
top and bottom. So if you're wearing like a chainmail shirt and hide pants, chainmail's 12, hide is 9. So that's your armor health. The reason it's its own structure is you know this. If it's gone, it's broken. And
Hmm.
B, while you have armor health, you don't have to worry about on hit stuff. Poison, acid, fire, any of that stuff, as long as you have an armor score, that damage is hitting the armor. It's not hitting you, so you don't have
I
a
get it.
risk of contracting disease or anything.
So it's like the old Palladian system. I get it. I get it.
Yep.
I got my HP. I got 24. Nice.
Mhm.
Do I have any kind of psionic power points, or are you doing something different?
What happens with psionics is psionics allows you to use your willpower extra actions without needing a critical.
I see. Okay. So how do I do psionic stuff like psionic shield?
So
Sh- you
so
know.
for
Yeah.
okay, so psionic shields and things like that. So what you would do is basically say you wanted to. Now that comes down to your skills, right? So there's a skill called Intimidation, which is reduces enemies' damage by 1 point equal to your skill if they fail a resistance. So how many skill points did I give you? 12, is that right, GOP?
Yeah, 12 point
So
skill. Yeah.
so for example, if you wanted to do psionic shield and stuff, that's an ability, and I'll give you guys abilities once you get the base character done.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
But
Yep.
But you can use your extra psionic action to basically do an intimidate and then attack. So it's like, oh, this person's going to attack me. Intimidate. I have a 12 in intimidation. They do 12 less damage unless they crit. They don't hurt me
Yeah, I think he
next
just.
round.
Yeah, I think he was more interested in like he was looking for like the abilities. Like what
It,
specifically you could do with
um, some of the abilities
powers.
of psionics is the first things that you're going to start with at level 1 is you're going to choose between 3 different psionic abilities. You're going to do either psychic bullet, psychic shield, or telekinesis.
Hmm. And I only get one.
One right now, but you'll get more as you level.
I see. So therefore, I'm going to have to figure out whether I want to wear armor or I want to carry a weapon. I don't want a weapon. With psionics, do I have power points or do I just kind of like a cantrip?
Kind of like a cantrip.
Oh, sweet. All right. Telekinesis is simply picking up things, I guess.
Yep.
It's non-offensive.
Non-offensive. You
All right.
basically, um, it would go off. You could basically substitute your knowledge instead of athletics for lifting, running, swimming, and that would take the form of you levitating or moving things with your mind.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
You're going to levitate their own sword into them.
Well, he won't need acrobatics because if he uses telekinesis, he'll never take fall damage because he can just slow fall himself with his brain.
I did the same thing. Okay. Obviously, level 1, I got to take the. What'd you call it? Psionic bullet.
Yep, psionic bullet, psychic shield, or telekinesis. One of those 3.
Offense, defense, or utility.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Essentially.
Psionic bullet. What is the technology level of this world?
The technology level of the world is kind of a fictional Bronze Age, so
Okay.
they do have some technology that's similar in form to things that we'd have now, but like the way of making those is would be lost by the time history progresses. So this is right before basically in our world the Bronze Age collapse. So
Oh, so
there are
1300. Oh, okay. How do I apply range and damage to my psionic bullet?
Your psionic bullets damage, like normally, all damage is done on the d6. So whenever you do
Okay.
damage, you roll 2d6 and take the highest. If you critical, you do the damage of whatever number you rolled in all sequential numbers. So if you roll a 5, you do 15. If you roll a 6, you do 21.
All right. Okay. It's basically D6 damage. Okay.
D6 damage and then a lot of damage if you crit.
Right.
Um,
I get that. Is there anything being added to that?
um,
D6
yes.
plus willpower or something like that.
Um, the only thing that you'll add is Just like no, there's no added damage, but one of the things is that the psychic bullet goes through armor.
Okay. All right.
Well, if you have certain items, I think you can add damage because I've got.
Yes, you can with certain items. You can add damage, like if you have a focus stone or other things that help boost your mental power, you will get pluses to damage.
Cool. All right. I have other questions to ask, but you should go ahead and deal with tower. Now you said it had 12 skills, and the skills are, I'm assuming, just the rote skills.
Yep, the skills here, you have 12 points to spend amongst all these skills.
Medical included. It's on a different page, but yeah.
Yep, right here.
Go ahead and help tower.
Okay, Tower.
Howdy.
You have your stats: strength, agility, endurance, willpower, charisma, intelligence, and aura.
Okay, here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get a notebook.
Okie dokie.
All right.
So I have to write down all the skills, right?
You can write down the ones you want to use, but I can just copy and paste this list for you if you'd like.
Oh no, I'll just write it right down. So we have perception. Okay, I have stealth. What else we got? Subterfuge. Right.
Right, I have. Wait. Oh shit!
Clever.
I still have the paper note from Jacob Maccabee.
Very
Well,
nice.
cool.
That's on the front page. Jacob Maccabee incarnate.
Well,
Oh, what happened?
I don't-
It went away.
Sorry. I was looking at the dice roller for everyone. There you go.
Okay. Okay. So we start off. The name Sullivan.
Sullivan.
Okay.
well, right now we're working on your stats. So
What should I write down as the abbreviation for the stats?
the abbreviation, well,
Well, or whatever it is. So, what are the stats in order?
Strength,
yeah,
agility, endurance, willpower, charisma,
Will or charisma. Okay.
intelligence, and aura.
Aura. Okay. I spelled the shit out of that wrong. I guarantee it. But alrighty.
Okay.
all right. So you'll have 20 points to spend between those. So what these are, for the most part, except for like endurance and agility, and I know willpower also has some secondary stuff too. But essentially, the primary focus of each of these stats is going to be the uh, level of equipment you can use in these stats.
So I'm
Agility.
gonna want a shit ton of strength and endurance.
Well, I would say for you, because you're not really fighting with a bunch of armor either, but I would suggest agility being pretty high would be really good for you. Because that also impacts your ability to dodge attacks. So
Okay.
the max amount you can put in any individual stat is going to be a 5 for level 1. So if you wanted to, you could put your agility at a 5 and you'd have 15 points left to spend.
You would
I'll
also
do that.
want 5 in willpower, because
Well-
willpower determines light armor.
Yeah, willpower determine. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's 10, and then endurance or strength or intelligence. I wonder. My character needs to be borderline retarded, so I don't have to talk to people.
Yep, so I would
Intelligence is probably a dump stat.
put
for your
endurance and strength, then you can have a 0 in charisma, intelligence, and aura, and then just 5 in strength, agility, endurance, and willpower.
Yeah. My guy is a dumb ass brute.
Yep.
It's okay.
It's
He
perfect for
has
you.
he has 20.
Chester, I'm gonna love this because I'm just gonna be able to say dumb shit and it's gonna be incoherent half the time and make sense of character.
Well, see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ventriloquize my telekinetic bullet into your ass, but coming from GOP's direction.
Oh, wow. I see what you're doing.
So
Oh, you
So
want? I'm gonna make fucking GOP a peg leg pirate if that happens.
I
I'm pretty
know.
tough too, you know.
If it-
you
And
have
I've got a
a
polar bear.
I'm gonna piss on your leg to mark you as my territory.
you should do
Oh,
that.
wow.
you should. You have 26 base hit points before armor. And since you
Okay,
have a
okay. Give me 1 second. So, what do I need to write down for like hit points, armor, and stuff like that for base?
you need to write
Uh,
down base
er,
hit points 26.
hit
And
P.
then you write armor top and bottom because armor comes in two parts: your shirt and gloves and helmet, and then your pants and boots and shin guards, whatever. Those are your top and bottom portions of armor. You can mix
Okay,
and match and wear heavy and light or whatever you would like to.
okay,
Both of the totals are what your armor HP is, and like I said, while you have armor health, you don't have to worry about on hit effects or any of that nonsense. So you effectively, unless someone has an ability that goes through armor, like mind bullets, um,
okay.
you don't have to worry about on hit effects.
What's the name of my like character's race thing so I can write that near the name?
Rowan.
Rowan,
Rowan.
Rowin.
Rowan. Okay. So base hit points 26, armor top and bottom. What should I put in there for now? Just 0 or
Well, what arm? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You are a savage barbarian. You are the closest thing to a werewolf that this world has. I was explaining to GOP that in this world there are no such thing as Wendigos. It is Yatosh that have succumbed to rabies. That's what the Wendigo are. Similarly, a Rowan that succumbs to rabies becomes a werewolf, in that you are a wolf-like humanoid that is completely feral and, just kills people. You are just feral because you value strength or are too. You just don't want to learn. You're too dumb to know better.
Hmm.
reeks of piss? Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Just so you know, Evan, I have a chainmail codpiece. Write that down.
All right. Wonderful.
Chester chainmail dick cover.
Yes, yes. I'm
Yes.
protecting
So,
where
um,
have to
the
protect the
different
important
armors,
spots.
the
I'm gonna
different.
give you rust.
Okay, so here are the different armors from tier 1 all the way up. So the highest light armor you can wear, you will need 5 willpower to do. I think chainmail was what I gave to your Yatosh. What's your willpower, GOP?
My power is a 3.
3. So that's actually a little low for chainmail, but I think I can do, yeah.
I'll just
So
adjust it. I'll adjust my endurance down by 2 and my willpower up by 2. So
no, it's okay because I forgot about banded mail. So banded mail would be above chainmail. All right, so you would be able to wear banded mail, which is you need 5 willpower, and banded mail will give you 15 hit points per area. So I need you to make 2 d20 rolls, Mr. Tower.
Okay. 2d20 rolls. Let me get my dice box.
Okay.
well, yeah, we're going
Yeah.
through the app.
Yeah, we're in the Bugbear's basement, but um let's see
Yep,
here.
I got it. I'm showing.
Yeah,
Everybody
just
can see
resend
it.
in the link.
I haven't thrown an actual dice in like 6 months, guys.
Well, we're not. Yeah, we're going to the
Yeah,
the app.
we're in the dice thing. There we go. Oh, not
Can
bad.
this be
So I
the
rolled
Not
2
bad at
for
all.
you.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
19. That's nice.
Yeah.
that's better than what I got.
Yep.
Okay.
So with a 9, um you are not killed during your first interaction with human knights of the All Knights, but you do catch one guy off guard. It works out well because he was a rogue knight that the others were hunting, and so when you kill him, they don't care because they wanted him dead anyways, and they basically let you take his armor, which is banded mail. So it's a bit tight, but you can, just break the straps and then your clanmates will refit it so you have banded mail or, what you would call, kind of scruffy banded mail
Thanks, Edwin.
in your
He
top.
has
And
a reinforced bandit mail cod piece.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry I started that, Puffin. You can blame me. Edwin,
that's fine.
this is Puffin's own rule set called Heroes Call. I'm just
So,
interacting with the chat. Just ignore me.
oh, it's all good.
So what type is my armor for top and bottom, like the armor value?
Now, normally the armor value of banded mail is 15 whenever it is properly fitted. Since yours is not, it'll give you 14 in both areas.
Okay.
So top and bottom.
Yeah, so he has a total of 28 armor health.
All right.
I'm a strong son bitch.
You should be.
I
Indeed.
hope
Yeah.
so.
We kind of need you to be that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, for being a savage, you get plus 4 HP at level 1. And this
Okay, so hit points.
What is
is
his?
now 30.
Oh, it's 30. Okay.
You have 30 hit points and 28 armor hit points.
Okay.
And you have the unique ability of you can avoid the first critical against you in combat.
Okay, wait, say that again so I can write it down.
Avoid first critical per combat against you. So if you're fighting, say, a rogue and they just happen to roll a critical, you still take damage, but you don't take critical damage.
Okay.
So that can be very important because a critical can do where a normal attack usually does max 6 plus bonus, a critical does max 21 plus bonus. So you don't want to be criticaled.
Okay.
And just so everybody
And as
realizes,
being a savage with a strength of 5, like with my claws, what would my damage be? So I don't know how like combat works, but like, what would my shortcut, like my damage? How do I do this?
you're just going to roll similar damage to everybody else. You're going to roll your 2d6 and you're going to take the highest. Because strength does determine better forceful weapons, as a savage, using natural weapons, it's going to improve that by an equivalent tier. So between the 3 and 5 ranges in strength is going to be able to use heavy iron weapons, and heavy iron weapons usually give a +3, so you'll be doing a +3 damage.
Ooh. So I could theoretically, let's just say, so you roll two d6s and you take the higher of the two numbers, correct?
Yes, so your
So
your minimum damage is 4, and your maximum damage if you critical is 24.
oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, if you do your claw attack, since your base is 2, you're going to be doing 5, 10, 15 if you can get all 3 hits off.
Okay, so my claw attack, how does that work where I can do it consecutively?
You have a natural ability. That's one of your natural abilities as a Rowan, is that you basically charge to someone and attack them 3 times. Your claw's base damage is 2. So you would basically run up to them and you would roll to hit them. You'd roll 3d20 if you wanted to simplify it, and any of those that hit would do 5 damage.
No, nice. All
So
right.
this Heroes Call doc I'm looking at. So all the stuff under Cyanics, I just kind of that's what I have. Or did you adjust things?
I will give you an adjusted list to pick from.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm just looking at it, and it says Thort Pierce and Willer of All and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking a lot of those different abilities and transferring them over to the other document. I just haven't done it yet.
Oh, I
So,
see.
yes.
Okay, all right, no problem. So don't look at it. All right, fine. I done. All right.
No, you can look at it. It's fine. It's fine.
Only a little bit though. You can sniff it.
Yeah.
Just sniff it. That's all.
All right. So
Nearly
So-
all the stuff over here is going to be on the revision document. Basically, nothing is going to be lost. It's just a process.
Oh, no, no problem. I'll just kind of do it in play here. No big deal.
Mhm.
So since you've done his hit points and armor, I should do mine as well. So skills, I had 12, right?
Right.
So I picked perception 2, stealth 1, nothing in subterfuge, barter, intimidation, or bluff. 1 in athletics, nothing in ride, 3 in investigation, 3 in knowledge, nothing in craft, and 2 in acrobats, and nothing in medical. So I guess I'm kind of like a private detective. Call me
Ah,
Zabulba Marlowe.
okay.
Okay.
Will do.
Zabulba Marlowe.
Yeah. So what do I do with armor? How do I deal with armor?
So you will be able to, as a mind breaker, one of your class bonuses is no armor, and another one of your class bonuses is maps, astronomy tools of some kind, scientific tools, and books. So if you have any of those on your person, you get a +1 to hit, which is +1 towards criticals. Um,
Oh, okay.
Books,
Well,
so
hold on a second.
you might.
Let me write that down. So what is that?
that would be, let me put it down here. You will have maps,
Okay. Got it.
astronomy tools,
Okay.
potions.
Potions. Okay. For a psionicist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's if you have potions on your person.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah. No
Wearing
armor.
no armor
Okay.
and a focus crystal.
Okay. So how do I do no armor so I can fill that spot?
You just don't ride any armor.
if you're not wearing any armor, you get an extra point in your 2 hit,
I see,
essentially.
but how do I need to put a so in my armor class I just put 0?
In yes, in your armor health, you just put 0.
So armor health. Okay. Well, I'll just leave it that way so I recognize it.
Just armor. Yeah.
Well, I'm squishy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what else do I need to do to complete the character? So I got all my stats
You
done. Is there
you have
anything
your
else
mind
from?
bullet.
Yeah, I got that.
Uh, yes, you get +5 health at level 1 for being a mind breaker.
Oh, I do. So let's see. I had 21 plus endurance, which put me at 24, and then I get how much?
5,
So 29. Okay.
Is
and
my
then
HP correct? Because I mean, my max is only 25. Maybe I'm
what?
missed. I've got my max at 25 for HP, so I'm just making sure mine's correct.
Yes, yours is.
Okay.
Because the thing about it is psionics have high HP starting off, but they don't get many bonuses, mind breakers.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else I
Because
need to write down for any?
yes, the Anai also have a they're quick, which means that you're like normally your dodge, like the dodge cap is 18. What quick does is you get to subtract 5 from an attacker's roll twice per session.
Okay.
So that can be the difference in a critical or just a glancing blow.
Sure, sure. Anything else?
That should be all.
Cool. Alrighty. So I got all my Enai stuff. I have all my psionic stuff, right?
Right.
Sweet. All right. Good. I'm ready.
Cool.
So
And you'll have your starting gear. If you want a scholar's kit, that will give you maps, and astronomy tools. So between the no armor, astronomy tools, and maps, you'll have a +3 on your attack rolls.
Okay, so let's see here. And no focus crystal is something. Okay. So let's see here. I start with a scholar's kit. All right.
Yep. And
Baby got back.
that'll also give you 100 currency,
Oh, okay. Let me put that up here.
and it'll give you some books that you can write things down in, ink and quill, things that the common layperson would just toss to the side, but you understand its power.
Old Chester can read.
I can.
Yeah.
Sweet. So scholar's kit.
Unfortunately, Tower's character cannot read.
I don't need to read. I just need to piss and eat.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I don't think you can read either, GOP.
My intelligence is only a 1, so
Yes.
Me and GOP are dumb motherfuckers.
It's not that you're dumb, it's that reading and writing is mostly human and Inai cultures that have really, popularized it. Oral tradition is mostly what the bestial races use, just telling stories and passing it down.
I can draw a mean cave painting though.
You
So
can do it.
what you're telling me in this game is we have attack bonuses and defense bonuses, is what you're saying, or just attack
Yes.
bonuses.
You have your attack bonus. You have your attack roll bonuses,
Which mine is
and
3. You said, right?
yes, 3 right now.
Okay.
There is a mechanic. Your agility +8 is your dodge chance to a max of 18.
Okay. Hold on a second.
And
Hold on. What was that? Dodge was what plus what?
8 plus agility.
Okay.
And you can block, which is in your endurance plus your shield if you have one.
Okay.
What
Sweet.
blocking does is if the block is equal or higher than the damage like the base damage you would take, you take half damage.
Okay. Anything else I need to write down?
No.
Does he get any armor
think-
bonuses for the chainmail codpiece?
Yeah, I should get.
Is-
Well,
Yeah.
You should give him
But she
one.
won't
Immune
wearing
to
armor.
venereal diseases. I wrote it down.
Just give him
immune,
one.
just write down immune to castration.
There you go.
Well, that's good.
Now that one guy who tries to chop our nuts off, he's
Alright,
safe.
Yeah. So, Tower,
true.
we do need to get your skills down though. So,
Hey, why am I heading you tower?
What
well,
do you
that's
mean?
not really
Because
surprising, but
yeah,
Tower,
what the fuck?
You
I'm
have 12
scored.
points to spend in your skills. As your GM, I'm going to take the liberty of doing it for you.
I can just.
I like this guy.
So, GOP, I'm assuming you have a control of his character notes.
Yeah, I've been copying all his stuff down as we've been
Okay.
going.
I
So-
have been copying it to the best of my ability too.
Cool.
I'll send you the list of, or I mean, I can just fill it in with you. And then
Just write
I'll
down
send
that
him
he
the list
has
when it's done.
a 6 in intimidation.
Oh, I thought you could do a max of 5, like with the.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's right. 5 in intimidation,
All right.
3 in stealth, 3 in athletics, and 1 in acrobatics.
Okay, no perception.
No perception.
All right.
Because he is not the one he is stealthy, but he is not the one that, with his scent, he doesn't really need perception.
Good point.
If he's within 20 feet of something, he knows where it is. He can smell it. He is the type that runs, long distances after prey and stumbles upon them and then makes himself hidden and then ambushes them.
I can smell my Mountain Dew on their breath.
You can smell your Mountain Dew on their breath?
You
drink my Mountain Dew.
You got it.
My Mountain Dew. Let me
drink
smell
my
your
Mountain
breath.
Dew, let me smell your breath.
Okay. Well, all right, cool. That sets him up on his skills. All right.
Thank God. Thank you, Puffin. Thank you for being cultured.
Okay.
I don't know if it's culture or if I've just been
That is
corrupted.
definitely
Anyways,
culture, guy. Nothing else can describe that other than culture.
Cool. So, why don't we describe scars now?
Yep, so scars are whenever you would take half your hit points or more in a battle, you gain a scar. So background wise, one of us has a scar already because they went down to 3 hit points.
Who could it be?
It's you!
But I would assume it's been a decent enough amount of time between that point and right now, right? Or is it?
Yeah, like right now you're back to full health, but you do have a scar. What scars do is when you get abilities, you apply scars to those abilities to increase their effects. So, for example, if you were if you're even a caster, and your ability is like fire flash, and everybody in 10 feet gets hit for fire damage. If you put a scar in it, now it's everyone in 15 feet. Basically, as you go through battle and you're wounded and things like that, those scars become badges of honor that help you to focus your power. The problem is supernatural healing removes scars. So the way healing in the game works is you have to do a medical check and then rest to recover health. Eating will also recover health. So um, it's pretty simple. If you have 1 point in medical, you can do first aid on yourself. You need a little bit higher medical to do, first aid on other people. But you roll 1d20, and after you rest 4 hours, you will get that many hit points back, assuming you have the supplies to do so. When you eat, you get 1d6 hit points based on the scale of the meal. So if you're eating a feast, you'll get 3d6. If you're eating just a hearty meal, 2d6, and rations will give you 1d6 when you eat. Who did we lose?
We just lost Tower.
That's all right. He'll be
Oh.
back. He'll figure out. There's only 2 buttons. Um, so a couple of real quick questions about the Inai.
Yes.
Now these are elf types, right?
Mhm.
So I'm assuming they have various kingdoms and stuff. I'm trying to think what I want to do with my character. I don't know if I want to be banished like GOP is, but
Mhm.
I guess I'll be a little bit of a fuck up.
Well,
That
you
is,
could be. One thing in the Anai culture is they have something called the Redeemers Guild, where they see the Redeemers Guild is about addressing those who are kind of outcast and screw ups in society and trying to find a place for them where they can be productive, maybe even only for themselves, but at least they're not a danger to others. You got the task of taking care of these 2 screw ups.
oh, okay, all right, that's fine. We'll do that. All right. Can I
They're
wear a
basically
red
like,
toga?
look, it's like, look, these 2 guys are going to be a danger to the countryside. Babysit them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Can I wear a red toga?
You can.
I have.
My fur is orange. I'm like a giant, meaty, vile Garfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe push that one off a cliff,
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably
If
the
he's
best
not
way.
looking.
Yeah.
I was already pushed off, so
Who, me?
You're a large orange carnivore.
Yes.
You're probably starving because the deer see you and they're like, "What the heck is that?"
Yeah.
They
That's
don't know.
horrible
They,
idea you had there. No, I'm going to don't let him
oh,
backtrack on that. Don't let him.
no,
Yeah. Don't
fuck
let
you,
No,
him.
he's
fuck.
orange.
Yeah. He's orange.
I am orange,
So
but I'm striped too, like
I
Tigger
I saw one
or
other
like
thing.
Garfield.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, you're Tigger. I saw one other thing. What is it? Control the minds of the weak. How does that work?
What you will do as a mind breaker is has you have basically Jedi mind tricks against
Okay.
peasantry. If someone has a lower willpower than you can basically direct surface decisions for them. So if they're like really mad and really focused, no effect. But if they're like, what do I want to eat today? You want to eat cheeseburgers? I want cheeseburgers. And they'll go eat cheeseburgers.
I want a cheeseburger with no cheese.
you didn't want to sell me death sticks. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yes, I get it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So is that it for me though? Is there anything else I need to write down?
I don't believe so, unless there's a question you asked that I answer, which would relinquish things to you.
As in?
As in, like, I'm going to direct Tower's character. It's since he's a savage with only surface thoughts, I now control his character. There you go.
Oh, fair enough. I get the point. Okay, that was
What?
inadvertent, but wise. Very good. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So I am good then. And Tower I think is good. Do you have all your skills, Tower?
I'll
Uh,
send you the list
yeah,
too.
yeah. They're sending me a wrist.
A wrist.
Yes.
So
Okay.
we're starting out. We already know each other then, because I've been
Yes.
assigned to them. Okay.
Hmm.
So I am your minder. So basically, Tower is constantly causing bar brawls, as is GOP.
Yes.
It's not a bar brawl. It's that they want me to stop pissing on the floor.
Oh, fair.
Wow.
Okay.
They want you to stop eating people.
Yeah, that's
Wow, you're one of
Yeah,
those.
that's a side thought. That's not a big deal.
and
See, it's one thing to beat someone in a bar brawl, it's another thing to beat them, then eat them.
yeah, fair. So
No witnesses.
and GOP, you're basically your character has a chip on his shoulder. I'm assuming that's the play.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got a bit of undeserved ego, I think, is probably the best way to go.
All right, that's fine. So what should I? My character is so I'm. Who am I with? The Redeemers.
The Redeemers.
Oh, this might be
And you work directly with Lady Ivana, who is the matron, as they call her. She is second to war leader Jeremiah, or Jamara, but humans can't really pronounce it, so they call him Jeremiah. The war leader Jamara is a max level warrior, and Ivana is one of his seconds.
Okay, so I am under Ivana,
Mm-hmm.
and she is under. What'd you call him? War leader? What?
Jirana.
War leader Gerana. Okay.
Like big butts, and I cannot
So
lie.
think of war leader Jirana as kind of the I totally forgot his name. Like the attorney general. He's over all the guilds, and the directly, the king tells him where to go and where to send generals to go to war.
Okay. So he's guild master. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got it. So it's my first assignment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do I
And
do I
so
do I get a talisman or a medallion or a ring or something?
you do. You get a sash.
Ooh, a toga
You get a
and a
little.
sash. What color is my sash? It better not clash.
It is purple.
Oh wow.
That's a borderline. All right.
The
I'm
sash,
fucking orange and you're purple.
well, the purple sash upgrades to colors such as green and others as you rise in the ranks.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So I got my red toga and my purple redeemer sash. All right.
And you've got your merit badge of helping a werewolf stop eating people. That's,
I will earn that. I will try. I'll do my best. All right. Yeah, that makes sense actually, because I did my character's kind of like a detective type, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you like my Boy Scout leader?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's what I am. Yeah.
Hey,
And
bad dog, stop eating people. No. No. No.
I just stick my tongue out and then piss on the floor.
there you go.
what is?
This is going to be the most challenging endeavor of my life. I'm
Oh boy.
blonde,
Yeah.
beautiful, and blue-eyed, and my ears are pristinely, perfectly pointy.
Okay.
I'm in
Wonderful.
iambic pentameter today, GOP. It's a special
I'm
day.
retarded and I got big teeth.
All right, sweet, cool. Well, let's go. Well, let's go ahead and do. Let's do it. I mean, I'm sure that
All
we'll
right.
have to adjust things as we go, but good enough, right?
Yes. Welcome. Welcome all to the city of Templar. The
Yeah.
greatest the greatest feat of construction the planet has ever or will ever see. Many will say of the NI that they are not fighters and that they are weak, but no back has ever managed to create what they have made. And none ever will. You are all now in the fields of Templar, which is a massive, basically indoor forest with a completely thriving ecosystem with animals found nowhere else on Earth or in this world. But Earth is more dramatic. Anyways, so this area inside here, I said, is about twice the size of Central Park.
hmm
It's bigger than that, but the main area where people are allowed to go is about twice the size of Central Park. The reason being is that there are dinosaurs in this area, in the fields of Templar, but not where you can actually travel to. A lot of species that, because, like I said, dinosaurs are not extinct in this world. They never passed away, they just adapted into new creatures. So you're not going to find T-Rexes or Triceratopses or things like that. You're going to find their adapted versions more akin to Peter Jackson's King Kong. Um, where the dinosaurs continue to evolve. So those creatures are still large and dangerous, but they are kept in other parts. You are in the fields right now as training area because people can run away when they see you. Being cramped with two furry giants is not something that the NI people want to be. So your your handler has brought you to the park basically for social training and to basically get the ground rules that he is the group leader, but is perfectly willing to hear your opinions on where you should go for your redemption quest. Because many of the guilds give jobs, and these jobs include going to terrible places and defeating terrible things and coming back with their stuff, their head or other things, or going to negotiate peace with humans or other species. But one of the most fun missions is to rob the crat of their beer. And so
Like Robin.
you have brought these two misfits to the park to give them a stern talking to. Unfortunately, they cannot figure out why, whenever they would feel like being angry at being talked like this, they instead feel like a Boy Scout would if they were being corrected. It's like, man, I need to do better. Why did I mess up? And we all know that it's because as a mind breaker, you are preventing them from being angry at you
Yes, I am
and helping them
constantly,
to learn.
even in my sleep.
Yes, and that is very stressful on your character, which means that you will need one extra hour of rest in order to heal
Oh
due to the
God!
stress of mind altering these two morons.
You see what you did, GOP. All right, so
So,
yeah,
I don't know what Lady is going to play, but sure, her character can come in at any particular point. So, as you are in the fields of Templar, the grass looks like an ocean of golden sunlight, and the rays of the actual Lord of the Sky are beaming in between the columns, much older than any of you, or older than most of those still alive, being that the NI don't have elven lifespans. It is picturesque. It is serene. There are trees that have grown up, mostly pears and apple trees. You can reach up and pluck the fruit. Not that, not that Tower would eat fruit, but GOP. It is pleasant because Imprim does not have fruit trees. It has what they call prickly pines, which think of a pine tree cactus. the pine cones fall, but they're meaty pine cones, so you eat them at your own risk. That's the only fruit you have on that cold, frigid mountain.
I used my glaive,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided on the glaive. I use my glaive and pick a piece of fruit off the tree and just eat it right off the glaive.
All right, roll me a d20, please.
All right. It's up again. Why is it? Oh, because you've got your dice massive. Oh
Wonderful.
wow. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So I will save that. And so what has happened is, unfortunately, now, as a player, because I know you do not metagame, at some point in the session or in the future, within this session, next session, or session 2, I will be able to change one of your rolls into a 1. Why? Because you got a little extra protein in that apple you ate. And the worm inside of it and the other creepy things are going to be irritating your intestines. So at some random point, you will just kind of be fighting or doing whatever, and suddenly,
Drawers.
Okay, fair enough. That's what I get for my first roll. Official roll of the game is a 1. So, yep.
we are in good form, and the GM is going to use it. It's not anything potentially life-threatening, but if you're fighting a skeleton and suddenly have the poo, it's going to be bad for you. Anyways,
That would
so
be bad. And I look over and I say, Ty, hands.
Uh,
I've told you this before. You cannot walk around the fields and simply poke at things. Please, please, use your hands. Manners.
I look at
Giggle
you.
hole.
I look at you, then I look at the glaive with the half-eaten fruit, and I put my head down like, but it was delicious.
DM,
yes.
can I bite the fruit out of the exact same glaive he just bit out of?
You're eating off of somebody else's fork.
Okay, so now
No,
you
that's
too
perfect.
have an intestinal parasite.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
you just you know what? Okay.
That's fine. Now both of you have an intestinal parasite for me to use later.
To share.
Wonderful. To share.
Okay.
I want to hand Chester some of that food too.
I'm sitting on the
He's
ground leaning against a tree, and I look very, very sternly at Sully. And I say, I don't say anything. I put my hand up, and I put my finger and I motion it toward me. Come here.
Okay, do I have a tail?
You do have a tail.
I tuck it between my legs, and then I huddle that way.
I I look wait for you to sit properly.
Okay, I do that.
Okay, and I say, I told you before. Do not take other people's food. Do not eat the people holding the food. It is not that
But
difficult.
it
I'm
was
sure you
delicious
can
looking.
I'm sure it was delicious, but that is beyond the point. We need to be civilized.
But he was eating it, so I wanted to eat some too.
Yes, yes.
I finished it, and my glaive is back in its proper place.
Oh, just a side note. Your polar bear is in the stable portion of the park.
Okay.
Can I eat his polar bear?
No.
Yes, you
It
could.
will murder you.
Yeah.
You are stout and you do a lot of damage. That bear does more.
Since I'm trying to train them, I say to the most needing of training, Sully, I say, all right, now we're here today to try to work on your manners, correct? Very well. So what I want you to do, oh, look at the lady over there. She's walking with her children out for a nice day in the park. Why don't you go over there and make gentlemanly introductions? Go now. I'll watch.
She's walking with her children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is a.
Okay,
And
I get on all fours and just start sprinting that direction as fast as I can possibly go.
I love it. Great. I like this a lot better too. As you are barreling towards her, let me do this.
This is where the one is going to come into place.
No, no,
Uh,
no. This is not where the one's going to come into place. Why would you do that?
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Okay, so as you get close, the lady that is walking in the park with her children, I rolled for who this lady is. She is a beautiful elf woman, as all elf women should be, but she is also Kyra, which is the mistress of the Assassins Guild. And she sees you coming and effortlessly swings her foot, and it connects with your jaw with a critical strike for a big whopping 14 damage and sends you reeling backwards. And when she lands from her backflip, she takes her son and daughter's hand and continues walking, as if nothing happened.
I have been walking up behind, and I catch eye with her, and I give her the proper respect she deserves. In a
She
bow.
she will nod and tell you, "Good day, Redeemer. You are making a lot of progress." He wasn't foaming at the mouth this time.
Thank you, ma'am. I am doing my best, and I try to help
I
him to
look
his
at
feet.
her and I mumble, "I am foaming out the mouth now, bitch."
what?
I cow that. God, you know how much energy you have to spend on your dumb ass tower.
Oh, bad.
I do actually, mechanically cow that violence.
Yes, the violence is something that only you two can hear, as it is cowled.
All right.
The Ira will continue walking with her children. Can you make me an endurance roll, Tower?
I need the dice app.
I sent you the link again just because we got reset and kind of kicked out of the room. But yeah,
No, I wonder how that happened.
I know it's
Muffin,
crazy.
damn it.
Hooray! I did
What did
it.
you send me? Wait. GOP, did you DM me the link?
Yeah. Oh no, I sent you DM on Discord.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a whole. Oh shit!
I sent it
You're,
before I sent you all the character info.
yeah. You sent me my own character build. I didn't even notice that. I was looking at my paper. So what do I roll for this?
A d20 plus your endurance.
D20 plus 5. How do I do that if it's a 5?
You'll
Wait,
just roll a d20 and add 5 to it in your
but
head.
is,
What were you
17?
saying, GOB?
would that be endurance or would that be a skill based thing? Because I thought we didn't add those.
Yeah, I'm letting him use this is a resistance roll.
Okay.
This is a resistance against poison.
Oh.
What?
Oh, okay.
How am I poisoned?
You
Well,
got kicked in the face by the head mistress, which is, the wife of the guy who owned the Assassin Guild. Her clothing is poisoned, like an arrow frog.
Oh.
So when she kicked you, she both damaged you for 14 damage, but also poisoned you.
Well, that was fucking rude.
you did kind of charge her.
And her children.
Yeah. Anyway, so he rolled a 12, and I think he's got a +5 in that, so it's a
Yep,
7.
so no damage is taken, which is good, because to fail is basically to take critical damage. To succeed is nothing, except paralysis. So you tighten up and fall. Well, you're not even standing, you're sitting, so you just fall over.
Can I piss myself too? Is that an option? Being a dog, a
Sure,
feral
that
dog.
is
The
completely
obsession with
All
that.
because I'm a dog, man. I'm
With,
trying to make Chester's life awesome.
I look
okay.
down, and I'm assuming you're standing next to me now, GOP.
hmm
And I look down, and I'm like, I look over at you, and I says, "Is it going to be one of these days?"
My stomach hurts.
I need I need nourishment. Come. And I go to wherever I can find a bite of food.
All right.
Are you going to pick fruit off the tree, or are you going to go to a
No,
restaurant?
I'm going to go to a proper restaurant. I'm not some filthy peasant that picks fruit.
All
Mhm.
right.
Can I
So,
go with them?
GOP,
Yeah.
what's your strength?
My strength should be a. Well, I'm not mounted right now, so it's a 6 because
Good
I got a plus.
Lord.
I got
Oh,
a
yeah.
+1 from my racial bonus.
Okay, so make me an athletics.
Okay. Well, my athletics is only a 1, so
Yeah. Well, I'm using your strength as a. Can you attempt this test? Whereas it
okay.
also applies to gear, stats also determines can you attempt this.
Oh, look, it's my old friend the 5 from earlier.
You know what? I'm gonna let you re-roll.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better. It's an 8, and then so it's a 9 with the athletics. It all went silent.
Did it?
Hello.
I'm here.
All
Oh,
right. Sorry,
I
I was talking to
wasn't
you.
hearing anything. I was like,
There's the 8. That's enough. You
oh,
succeed. You
okay.
pick up Tower and put him on your shoulder and follow after Mr. Chester
Yes.
Oh, all right. I guess that's what I'll do.
because he's
Trembling on your back.
paralyzed. Yes.
I look over at him on my shoulder. I'm like, good boy. And then I keep walking.
So you have a number of different restaurants that you can pick from. Um, the and I are very well known for their cooking with honey. It is the staple of their diet. Any sugar, any sweetener, anything in their culture is honey. So they drink mead. They have like honey sweet rolls. They have honey cinnamon rolls. They have over 200 different species of bees where they get their honey from stingless bees to basically hornets that are bees, but they don't look anything like bees. And they are raised all throughout different levels of the mountain based to where the height that the bees would be found. So there are atriums on all levels, and there's a soft hum throughout the city of bees.
Very well. So it's basically Constantinople. Nice. So
Mhm.
I'm feeling I need some kind of honey glazed meat. I feel.
Yes. They have, there is an actual underground cave system where they raise cave catfish. So you can have
Ooh,
honey glazed catfish,
nice.
either fried or grilled with the glaze. You could also have catfish sushi with the glaze. They make sure to freeze dry that catfish first to kill parasites, and then they serve it to you.
Oh well, I would have to go to the sushi, I suppose. Yes.
Yeah, so they'll take the catfish. They will. It is fresh. They take it. They before they cut it into the perfect little portions. Before they serve it to you, they dip it in a mixture of pepper, like pepper concentrate oil and lemon juice to kill parasites because both peppers, I believe peppers and lemons are both anti parasitics. They'll kill them. You know.
Hmm.
So they dip the pieces in there, and then once anything that was in the meat crawls out because they don't want to be anywhere near that, which they don't let you see that part, they will dip it in honey, which is also an antimicrobial, and wrap it in your choice of either spinach, kale, or cabbage leaf.
Spinach. I'm feeling spinachy today.
All right, so you have your spinach wrapped catfish sushi. It is a cave catfish. One of the things they do is they add different broths into the pools where they raise the catfish, and when the catfish eat this broth, like some meat broth or bone broth, things like that, some of that flavor gets into the fish itself from it eating it. So this is a bone broth catfish, so it has this slight bitterness to it, which is kind of like an earthy taste.
Nice. Well, I'm
Uh,
enjoying my sushi. And
mhm.
are there who's in the room here other than the morons?
Besides the morons, there's roughly, let me roll for how many other patrons are in this establishment, because it's a small sushi stand. There are actually 11 people, which is almost to capacity. The max that can be in here is 15, and there are 11 additional people, so you are one shy of capacity. Um, you would probably be somewhere in this bottom right area of this picture that I
Okay.
got.
All right. So
So,
is there are there would there happen to be a table of lovely ladies?
always.
Okay.
There are always the good thing about being an NI are NI women outnumber the men 2 to 1,
Nice. So
just
I
like humans. But
yes.
you know,
So I'm assuming this is a stall, so they're very near to me. So
yes.
I look at these two. Well, the other one is paralyzed, but I look at GOP
Mhm.
with that kind of. Do I have telepathy?
You have not developed
Oh,
telepathy yet,
okay, okay.
but you can still like look at them.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And as in to learn. I'm not trying to pick them up per se, but I am
Mhm,
trying to be very gentlemanly and in the nice flirtatious way to show them how you
mhm.
interact with ladies.
All right. Would you like to make me a skill roll?
I
Let me
would.
see. All right. I will let you use bluff, persuade, um, knowledge. If you have any, like, if you wanted to do like knowledge social, um, I'd even let you use subterfuge.
No, I'm actually not trying to be like that at all. I'll just go with my knowledge of cultural knowledge of the Enai. That's fine.
Okay.
What do I roll? So I roll a 20 sider and I
Mm,
add that number, right?
Yep. Your knowledge value.
Okay.
And like it is, knowledge can be taken multiple times. So if you have like knowledge in I5, you can also take knowledge again and have it be like knowledge geology 5.
I see. Well, I
But
put a
different points
3
each
in
time.
my knowledge.
Yep. So
Uh,
you have a
uh,
3 in
yeah.
cultural knowledge.
So I have a 23. I rolled a natural 20, by the way.
Holy crap. All right. So do you want one of these ladies or two of them?
Of course. I'm, you know,
All right.
obviously I am trying to make a demonstration, but I'm not a fool,
So,
nor am I a fool. Yes.
so both of the ladies will invite you to sit at their table and they will casually go into the conversation of their recent breakups
Oh, of course.
and
Yes, yes,
subtly hint to
yes.
their availability and lack of sexual interactions in the
Oh, it's
last
just
month.
it's horrible. How could I
It
could
is.
there's no way I could allow that to go on. That would be
Yes.
completely ungentlemanly.
Yes, and but
Yeah,
they're like,
yes.
but they seem to be lacking a key to such an exquisite codpiece.
They do.
If only there was someone that could help them.
I just happen to have a key or five.
Five.
So,
Yes.
so the conversation goes that way. I'm certainly smart enough to recognize it's going that direction. I have a 5 in my intelligence,
Yes.
and I'm chatting them up. I wasn't intentionally initially, but now I am, and I guess it gets to a certain point where, oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous.
Hmm.
I stand up with two of the ladies, and I have my arms around their shoulders and I look over sternly at GOP at Ty, and I say, "I want you to do nothing."
I give him a pound on my chest like a salute.
And I head off with the ladies to their abode, of course.
Yes.
So you can inanity ensue. I am assuming because I'm not here.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Yes. So, the only one who's not paralyzed is you, GOP. You are sitting at a sushi stand while your mentor attempts to continue the species
and succeeds. Attempt
and
and
succeed.
succeeds. Yes, yes. That's it. They're very
Yeah.
important. So you guys are alone. Now this is interesting. A campaign where me not being there is dangerous. That's a little different than usual, isn't it, GOP?
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, granted, I had some outings with Aristes that were probably pretty dangerous in hindsight.
True, true,
But
true.
yeah. So I haven't
So
got any food yet, have I?
you have not got any food. They were perfectly willing to sell you some sushi.
Hmm. Oh,
Do
how
you
much did
have?
that cost, by the way? You said I have my
Um,
money is 100. Is that the Chets or the 100 what?
it is 100 of the chets. You have
Yes,
100 chets.
that's my name. Very nice.
Mhm.
And so how much did that cost me? And Chets are equivalent to copper pieces, right?
Chets are equivalent to silver pieces.
Okay, silver. So how much did that sushi cost me?
It is free to you because you're a redeemer. The guild pays for one
Oh,
free meal a day.
I'm a cop. Sweet.
Oh,
Free donuts. All right,
I
I'm off. I'm copulating. So you do your thing.
yep. Um, I look over at the waiter and I'm like, "Do you have anything freshly killed?"
He points to the catfish that the sushi was created from.
I will have a fish, and my friend here will have some kibble.
He looks very strangely at you. Can you make me? Do you have any ranks in either persuade or investigation?
Take a wild guess at the answer to that question. Just
No.
no.
I raise my hand. I do.
Well, yes,
Okay,
but I'm not you,
it's
so
fair.
I have nothing.
All right. So just to roll me a d20, please.
All right.
This might earn you a point in one of those.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's actually not bad. That's a 17.
That is a 17. Holy crap. With
Mm-hmm.
a 17, you increase your persuasion to 1.
Oh. All right. I'm getting better. I'm becoming mighty.
Yes. If you are ever interested, this is what part of the mountain looks like at night. The
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
At night, whenever all the lights are going, being that this is all none of this is natural. This is all carved and everything, but one of the sides
Mhm.
glows because they light torches and
Sure.
foster. The one rule that both of you would know, just in hindsight, do not piss off the megathons. That's
Okay.
one rule.
Okay.
Because part of what produces that light and produces the necessary silk and other things for clothing are massive silkworms.
Yeah.
They never really mature into anything. They just get bigger as they are older, and so some of those like loops of light are basically silkworms the size of a bus.
Nice.
So you can get multiple things of clothing from them, and basically their mushy outer when they're about the size of a $50 when they're born. Eventually, when they get to be that size, their outer carapace is covered in basically an acrylic natural wax that hardens. So it's basically like getting hit with a like a big meaty forearm, just the backhand of doom. But
Okay.
one of these things would definitely, they have about the mass, even though they're the size of a bus, they have about the mass of a hippo because they're still insects.
Okay. Hey, really quick for 1 second out of
Mm-hmm.
session.
Yes.
GOP, make sure to stay after this game. I found something very important out about work. That's all I have to say. Back to it.
Okay. So So you guys are currently standing there, and he looks at you, and he's like, "Do you have any money?"
My friend had tab.
That's a good point. Roll me that persuade skill you just got.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because he did leave, and I'm
Yep.
assuming he didn't pay.
No, he did not.
What a great time to shit your pants, GOP.
Oh, well, that's a 17.
It would be a great time to crap his pants, but I'm going to crap Chester's pants instead. He's like, that is true. If he is your tender, then you can most definitely put your food on his tab. How much would you like?
I hold all the fingers on my hand.
And then he picks up my unconscious hands and hold those up too.
No, you're not unconscious. You're just paralyzed.
Yeah, you can't move. An extra kibble for him.
The gentleman puts his hands together, and his ears twitter a little bit as he's trying to, act poised, but he's just like. So he will bow and go to the back, and he brings out what looks to be the mother of all catfish. This thing is like something you'd catch with your arm. It is about 5 feet long and bigger around than he is. It is blind as a cave catfish and is still moving, because what they do is they catch catfish alive. Since they can live out of water for hours, it's better to keep them alive and kill them when you want to eat them, because they stay fresh longer. So he basically brings it out there, takes the butcher knife, chops its head off. It wriggles a little bit, but it's lost its energy. And he pushes takes out the bones, cleans it, all the guts, the head, all that stuff, puts it through a grinder, and places the big bowl of mush in front of Tower. And GOP, he asks, fried, baked, or sushi?
I will do a baked fish. Or you know what? I like my fish raw.
Very
Just give me
good.
raw fish.
He takes it, and just one
Still
moment
alive.
while I season it. And he puts it in basically a tub, and, he pours the bottle of oil, salt, and lemon juice, and scoops all the wriggly things out that try to escape from this terrible concoction. Scoops them out, pulls the fish with meat hooks, shakes it so that it is not, he washes it off to get all that, just a residual flavor there so it doesn't burn. And he puts these 2 big slabs of catfish over a plate. And bon appetit.
So I'm about to grab one of the slabs with my hand, but I remember for a moment about the words of my handler, and I go manners, and I pull out a fork and I stick it into the catfish, but I still just eat the catfish whole.
Yes, it's a 5-foot slab of catfish.
Do you also eat the fork?
Okay, I do my best to pick it up with the fork as much as I can, like a section of it, and I just bite into it from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please eat the fork too.
Roll, Tower. Roll me a. Let's make it right here. Let's just have, since you have the endurance, make me a resistance roll.
Resistance is going to be.
It is 1d20. You are able to resist because you have an endurance or willpower of that equal or higher than the poison.
Holy shit!
Nice. You definitely.
You can now move again.
So there was a giant tub of minced meat in front of me, right?
There's a giant tub of mince. There's basically, the bowls that they make pizza dough in?
Yeah, yeah.
It is just full of ground catfish, bone, guts, and...
How many people are in this restaurant still?
2 of the pretty ladies in your handler are gone. So from the 14 that were there, there's 11 still left, including
I
you
want to pick
guys.
up this ball and I want to eat it so sloppily that it gets flung all over the restaurant, and every single person that can get hit with a little bit of flying minced meat does. But I
All
eat
right, I'm going to need
most of
to
it.
make an attack roll to
Not
attack
an
with your
attack,
foot.
not an attack. I don't want to hurt them. I just want to
You're
slap
not going
them.
to hurt them. It's just still to hit them because they're going to try to dodge this flurry of meat.
Okay. What is
1d20, and you have a full. You should have no. You have 4 out of 5 for your class bonus, so 1d20 plus 4.
My pinky is out as I'm using my fork. So
Wonderful.
I feel very, very.
Actually, you'd be plus 3
civilized.
because you do not have maps or you don't have fishing tools or maps on your person at the moment.
7?
A 4. So people, you sling it all over the restaurant. 4 plus 3, sorry, 7. Everybody gets out of the way. They escape, but the tables do not. The floors do not, and the person helping you does not either, as he is
And the ceiling. Can't forget the ceiling.
the ceiling is like a grass hut type thing, so it just bounces off the ceiling and falls down. So it is basically a mess. It looks like a giant mastiff came in and ate.
Which is exactly what happened.
You get it on GOP. Who doesn't care? He picks them up. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
Both of you demolish and rack up quite the tab because the proprietor is completely happy with this result because he can now charge for the cleaning fee as well. He says, some more,
Man, I suck at my job.
Hey, you know what?
wait,
I'm
did you
being
say
polite.
more? Oh my god! I asked him how much alcohol is in this building.
Not much. I just use it for cooking, but if you would like some alcohol, I can direct you to.
No. How much do you have that you use for cooking?
I have a gallon and no, 3 gallons.
Can I drink those? How much for those 3 gallons? I don't care if you have to. It costs more because it's for cooking.
You wouldn't. How much?
He sets them on the table. For you, good sir, priceless.
I'm going to have a conversation with this fellow.
I start drinking the fucking tub of alcohol.
Make me a resistance roll.
Resistance, I'm going to assume, is D20 plus.
D20. It's just D20. Your stat determines if you can succeed at the test.
15.
You're good. Keep on drinking. Roll me another one.
Okay.
I'll on some, but I am trying to learn the. Oh, that's a good roll too.
You're good. Keep drinking. Last one.
Hot
You're
night.
good.
All right. So you down 3 gallons of cooking wine.
Sake.
I drink a little bit of some of it, but
Yes.
I go good vintage because that's what I think people would say.
The thing about it is the guy is laughing because he was not going to give you anything that he actually cooked with. This is, and he figured and was right that you didn't know the difference. This stuff is used for cleaning. So you basically drank an organic cleaning solution.
I'm okay.
And
I'm
loved
okay
it.
with that.
Loved it.
It's completely free because he had to dump it anyways.
Yeah.
But now
Yes.
he gets to charge like 1 chet per gallon of like used oil that he just lets you drink.
Goodness gracious. Whilst this inanity is going on, I'm assuming that my telepathic abilities, which haven't developed yet, but they're at least empathic.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm kind of feeling out in the ladies' brains because I want to satisfy them. So
Mhm.
I'm feeling out in their heads, like Mel Gibson did.
Yep.
So
Yep. So make me a which one of these skills relevant do you think would be highest? Because I heard you say that you do have investigation and perception.
I do. I got high endurance. I got investigations, perceptions. I got athletics. I got knowledges.
Which is the highest between all those
3.
skills?
Sake.
To roll that one. Since you have a 5, it's gonna be pretty good. So roll, please.
All right.
Oh,
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm good at this. Which means I'm going to suck at other things. All right.
Yep.
So that right there is
Well,
a
you're good where it
22.
counts.
Yeah, I suppose that's a 22 plus. If it's under intelligence, I do have a 5 intelligence. So
That just the tier of tests. So basically, if you had like a 1 intelligence, you would just be a basic back and forth man. You being a 5 intelligence or a man of Karma Sutra culture.
and there you go. There you go. I get how you're using stats now. Yeah. So I didn't know we needed dice on that, but I'll take it. So yeah, I aim to please. I respect the
Good.
ladies.
Good. So with over a 20, there is a pretty high chance that they will be pregnant from this, which is good.
What does that have to do with anything?
It doesn't
He'll
have
be-
anything to do with
he'll
to
be
do.
gone. It
I'm
doesn't
just taking notes for my
You go
own
ahead and you
use.
take your notes then,
That's
sir.
him making babies, but he doesn't know how babies are born.
Right.
No, I don't
Anywho,
think it's-
so you have enamored both of these women to you. They are
Good.
very happy with the results of their investment.
Wow. Okay. Well, the good thing about this GOP, the character's background is starting to flesh out.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And you're gonna have tons of children just running around at some point in this.
That's okay.
No.
That's respectable.
Children are only potentially forged on a roll of over 20,
Which I just did. Ah, you bastard.
which you just
All right.
did.
All right.
But roll for the second one, because you may not, because there were 2 ladies here.
That's
right.
true, and your stamina could be running low. Oh, your stamina's running
Run a
low.
little low. It's only a 6.
Well,
It's only a 6.
only a 6.
Oh no.
So you know what she wants.
You just grandpa
spirit
dogged
is
the shit
willing,
out of her.
the body is weak and spongy.
Yes, no, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm holding up pretty good. There's
Yes, you
2.
did.
There's only one of
Hold
me.
up real good.
Yeah. But anyway, that's way farther than I wanted to take it. But cool.
Okay.
So I'm still busy, I guess. Go ahead, GOP.
All right, GOP. You have this disaster area. The proprietor will now kick both of you out.
Oh,
in
I
a
gotta
very
pay though.
light-
How much?
Let's see how much money they racked up for you.
Can I take a chair with me?
No. Well, you can. No one's going to stop like a 6-7 foot tall werewolf from taking a chair. They'll just add it to the bill. Let me add that for you real fast.
Yeah, let me take
This will
Someone
cost 28 chet.
Jesus.
Everything.
My God, dude, you could have went to a fancy restaurant for that shit.
My character does not know the difference in tower is tower.
We don't know what's good and bad. I just stole a fucking chair, dude.
No, this is a perfect
money.
character for you, Tower. This is perfect for you.
28,
I'm having such a good
chets
time.
is about $140.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Not
They could have
enough.
went to a nice restaurant. Whatever. I needed this.
Indeed. Because
impregnated 2
most
ladies.
of the redeemers / mindbreakers are women. And one of the problems is most mindbreaker women are sworn to celibacy for the first 10 years of their training. Because when they're able to influence other people's mind, they can't be so manipulative of influencing this guy or this guy, so they are sworn to celibacy.
Oh, I get it.
So you're basically But anyways,
Yeah.
yes.
So, what is the age range of the Inai?
the Inai live for roughly about 120 years.
Okay, so the years given to man. All right.
One of the differences are though that the Inai, being not as physically, is physically durable as humans, does give them a benefit that they are outwardly they age much more gracefully than humans do.
I get it. Yeah.
But
Just off to the side, there is an argument that 120 years is not referring to the lifespan of man, but to the time left before the deluge. Sorry, I do apologize.
Wait, what does that mean? Wait, what?
Don't you worry your pretty little head about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it, buddy.
What is the
It's okay.
deluge? Just explain that one word, then we're good.
Flood.
The flood.
The
Oh,
flood.
Halo.
The
Oh, like Halo.
antediluvian
So we are out of the building,
flood.
standing outside.
Yes, in the streets, people are, just kind of like they're walking by and doing their best not to stare, but you're getting looks from nearly everyone because you stick out like a sore thumb. But GOP, you then see something that you didn't think that you would see ever.
Oh, what
But
is
you're off the mountain. You see a delug or the deluge to your people,
the deluge?
which is basically a giant lizard man.
Okay. And I forget now. So what? How do I feel about the deluge?
The Deluge and Yatosh are usually mortal enemies
Oh,
because the Deluge are the lords of the desert and the Yatosh are lords of the snow. But those rules apply on the mountain and in the forest. You're in an artificial mountain belonging to little elf people. So,
okay.
for all you know, this lizard lady could be a particularly nice person, but the reason you notice her is because she's a foot taller than everybody else around.
You
Because
know,
Sounds like me.
the average height of the Anai is 5 feet.
you know, she could be a good person, but she actually couldn't be because she's a deluge.
That's
That's
true.
right.
That's you.
None of
You
them.
are perfectly correct, sir.
You can't
You're
trust a
like,
single one of those deluge. Okay.
fuck that
Oh,
girl.
yeah. Yeah. I just give her like the nastiest look. Just like, what are you
War.
doing? Yeah.
She, she sneers at you and pats something on the side. She says, "Come, Hyssop," and you see this large crocodile go with her. She is also a dragoon.
I look over at Tower's character and like, but she does not have a polar bear. Huh.
I look at him and I just wave the chair in the air.
Okay. Well, I don't get why, but all right. Um, I we were told to stay put, but since we can no longer be there, I believe we are.
In that case, I take the chair, I put it on the ground, and I sit down in it. I'm staying put.
Oh,
All
we're
Hello.
right.
staying.
I have a quick question because I
Mhm.
Yes,
know
sir.
I'm low level, so it's probably not applied. But have I started to create any kind of mental link with these guys at all?
Yes.
I have. So if things like really pop off, I'll be aware of it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I just wanted to know.
Like if we
Um,
start destroying things,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah. This little
eating, but
stuff
like
you're doing would be an.
yeah,
I'm low level, so.
all right.
I
So GOP, you sit down. Um,
He sits
surprisingly,
in my lap.
the chair. Okay, if he sits in your lap, that's a broken chair, and now you're both
Okay,
on
he
the ground.
doesn't sit in my lap. Never mind.
Good call.
I wouldn't do
Anywho,
that. That'd just be
so
weird.
you guys are currently just waiting there. Chester, you are done. Clean yourself up, which is just a matter of using,
I don't wait
uh,
for long.
a shower.
Yeah, yeah,
You
the perfumed water with and let the ladies bathe me, all that kind of good stuff,
yeah, all that good
I
stuff.
I
exchange
suggested
numbers.
that we
Yes,
leave.
yes, the home numbers on the side, which you guys are sitting there for 4 hours.
Mm,
No, we're moving.
dude, I rolled
Uh,
over 20 twice.
No, I'm just saying we're in my mind. I'm thinking, you told us to stay put, but then we had to move anyways. So now our obligation to stay put is over because we couldn't stay put. So now I'm thinking maybe something
Well,
happened to you.
well, to be fair, GOP, I told you to stay put once you were sitting in a chair and you stood up.
That is true. And see, I had to get up and I had to move around. So now my obligation is over. And we know that you have left somewhere, and we're thinking because it's been so long. Well, I'm thinking because it's been so long, Clearly, it must mean you are in distress.
That's fair. Okay.
So,
So seek me out.
Okay,
uh-huh.
okay.
Bungalow
I
to
stand up.
bungalow.
Okay, GOP, I have a great idea. I stand up and I just take a deep whiff with that hound.
Okay. You smell a lot of people. Your nose is overwhelmed with the smell of city, especially of wet ape, because you
What?
pissed on your friend. So the thing you smell the most is piss stained ape.
Mm,
I look at him, I point, and I just start laughing.
I
okay.
mean, I would have just shook my leg if he, did that. But
Yeah, but I'm just
um,
saying you're covered in hair.
yeah, I know, I get it. But so Tower though he is familiar with Chester's sense. I mean, we've been around each other long enough.
He
So
is, but his scent is
maybe
nowhere within his range.
okay. He can't try and sniff the ground and
Um,
track.
There's
can we?
the ladies he was with were wearing perfume.
And
There's
plus, we were just getting fish, and
yeah.
so it's
And
like
he
the smells will
stuck his
interact.
head into the fish. He
What
probably
if we
has it
just
up
start
his
making
nose.
what if we start making a lot of noise, like
Well,
a shit ton of noise, so he knows where we are?
Well, you guys wander
howl. We're just
around and,
howling.
and, and cause
Yeah,
noise, and eventually I show up. How about that? Let's expedite.
Yes.
yeah.
So
I start banging the loot. I take
uh,
the chair with me. Though.
I do use my pseudo link to kind of find where they've gone because I know they didn't do what I told them to do.
Yeah.
So I do find them, and I
hmm
walk up to them and I'm saying, "A bit far from the sushi, aren't we?"
I look at
As
Chester. I pull out the chair, and I just tell him, "I got you a chair."
Did you pay for it?
I ate
No,
very.
you did.
Very
I
well.
used a fork, and my
That is
pinky
good.
was out.
That is very good. You have made
I did not
progress.
kill anyone.
That is even better. Very, very nice. So let's come. This is what afternoon, almost evening, right? Well, around 4 o'clock.
yes,
Okay, 4 or
yes,
5. So we're in the street. I will say, away from
yes.
the park.
You're in the street on the overlook, which is basically the way you walk, basically over a bridge over a residential district to walk down to the park.
Okay. So I find a kind of place where we can sit, with a
hmm
nice view. That's always good. And I say, all right, now. We've taken ourselves a little bit of time to try to learn to interact with society, and you're not eating people anymore. And I look at you, Tower. That's nice. So we need to decide what your redemption quest will be. So we've gone over this before, remember? Very good. So,
Uh,
yes, no, I know you
no.
do. Yes, yes, you do. You do. You would try harder. So, have you guys thought about what you think would be best for your redemption quest? What would you like to do?
I want
I
to go eat someone.
Yes, that would be the opposite of a redemption quest. We've covered this before
Someone
too.
bad. I want to eat someone
Well,
bad.
that could be possibly a side effect of your quest. That's true. So as I'm talking to them, there you had given us earlier a list of things that they could do. What are the things that we've been discussing from before?
The things that you've been discussing from before is traveling to basically help with some of the local problems, like bandits. There's a particular bandit chieftain which is giving some people problems. There are some old temples that need to be surveyed. If you go out, look through them, and you know if there's any problems with the temple, try to keep it in some kind of good repair. So the archaeologists guild, we would be in good favor with them. Or you could go on a great hunt for a mighty beast that is terrorizing peasantry.
Well, there you go. So we can deal with bandits, we can deal with archaeology, or we could deal with monsters. Of course, I would vote for the archaeology simply because I have the tools at my disposal to do such things. But this is not about me. It's about you. So you've thought about it, Sully. Tell me what you would like to do. Three choices. One, two, three. Equal number of fingers you have.
Uh, which one lets me eat the peasants?
Possibly any of them.
There's one option where we're going up against bandits,
Hmm.
so you could
Okay.
probably eat
Which the archaeology? What is archaeology?
That would
turkey
be
or
serving a ruined temple. There are many in from the past that are around, and of course, the Enai are trying to retake them and restore them to their proper state as important cultural objects and identifying and respecting the gods.
I
And get
Yeah,
rid of
I
let's
the
go
undead.
find orgy.
I slowly am like, as you're talking, I'm slowly like drifting off, and then I like, you know, snap back to attention.
And I say, well, how about you, Ty? What would you like to do?
I would like to kill a dragon, maybe some ancient beast, so I can bring the carcass back to my village.
Okay, therefore, monster or archaeology, I would assume would cover those. We have, well, I guess we're leaving the bandits to the side. Very well. Therefore, right hand for archaeology, left hand for monster. Ready, set, go.
I look at my hands, unsure.
Okay, roll a d20. Oh, if it's over 10, right hand. Under 10, left hand.
But I definitely want to go hunt monsters, but I don't. Yeah, okay. Um, all right, D20.
Another one.
Another one.
Here we
Oh,
go.
this is gonna be good.
Here we go.
We're
That
gonna
was
do
left hand, right?
orgy. We're gonna do the orgy.
Well, you have to roll because you don't know right from left either.
I raised my hand, which actually I believe you said under 10 was left, right?
Yes.
Is this the hand that we can fight a monster with?
It is.
Yes, so monsters it is.
Monsters
It's
it is. So, where do these guys bed down? I'm assuming I have an apartment or something in town.
You do.
Yeah,
They get to
I'm
sleep
from here,
in.
I guess. So,
Yes, you are.
yeah.
You get to stay. They get to stay in the Redeemer's Hobble, which is basically a place for homeless people.
Oh, okay,
Can,
perfect.
nice.
can I stay in the stables with my polar bear?
No.
Can I stay with him because I like GOP? He's big and fluffy.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
you
you
can
do.
stay in the your cots are right across from each other,
Yeah, you're at a
and right
hostel.
behind the iron bars.
Okay, so I see them to their, to their bedding down, and
Yep.
then I go back and find the ladies and
Mhm.
spend the night whining and dining and talking and chatting about, various politic or whatever it is that you and I talk
Yeah.
about, and just enjoying the ladies for the evening. So unless you're going to have them going on some wild damn hunt out of the frickin' hostel, we
No,
can
they're
transition to
trapped in
morning.
a they got put in a jail cell. Basically, they're behind
Oh,
bars. They ain't
fair
going
enough. All
nowhere.
right, fair enough. So morning comes. I'm very
Yes.
refreshed.
And when the morning comes, Mr. Chester, what did you name yourself again?
My name is Zabulba.
Mr. Zabulba, a courier comes to you and hands you a letter. The
Okay,
young woman
I thank him. I tip
bows
him.
and walks away. Her.
I tip her.
She says thank you, and she runs off.
Okay.
Currying is one of the few jobs that the children of the Anai culture do.
I
So
see.
basically, while you're in school, you're a courier.
What are the general names of the Inai? Just give me
Um,
a couple of ideas so I can put a moniker on here.
The most common female name is Anala, and the most common male name is Marto.
So actually, Zabulba actually fits in there. But
Yes.
what I meant was, Leaf Rider, or do they have
Yeah,
names like
yeah,
that?
the last names.
Yeah.
One of the more popular ones is World Carver. Another one is Depth Seeker, and another one is Lightborn.
Is there
Another
Pimp
one
Monster?
is
Hmm.
Keith.
Is it? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna earn it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just Zabulba, a rookie redeemer.
hmm And you get this letter. You have tipped
Yes.
her. She's the young woman's run off. Um, and you have this letter, which is written in fine hand. Very similar hand, actually. It looks very much like the sushi shop that you frequent.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You open it up and you get a detailed list of all the things that your wards did, saying that you had a tab and that you would be good for it, and the nice bill of 28 Chet sits at the bottom with detailed descriptions. And your friend who actually owns and runs the place did a job of drawing a picture as well as the quote unquote police report of the wild animal spotted in the area.
I see. Very, very good. Well, whilst I'm reading this and chuckling to myself, I'm being fed pomegranate seeds. Yep.
Okay.
But other than that, so I go to my backpack, my haversack that I carry,
hmm
and I take out the appropriate form because
hmm
I always need them, and I
Yes.
begin to fill out the paperwork for the Redeemer reimbursement agency.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. One of the two girls will try to see what you're doing. She'll just kind of rest on your back,
Mm.
trying to look over your shoulder, but anything harmless. So by the time all three of you are back together, we'll move a little bit forward. You send off the letter, and you get the guys out of jail. Um, and you
Yes.
are all together on the same overpass where the all important decision to kill a monster was made.
So with the
Oh,
guilds, I'm assuming they have postings and stuff like that, right?
They do.
Okay, so
You can go on the Redeemer quest, but also you can go on quests for the guilds, and if they coincide, wonderful.
all right. Well, I just got to go to wherever that information is gathered, and so we can
hmm
look at it and pick one.
Yep, this they would be the Citadel of Dyra, and Dyra is the War Mother, as she is called.
Okay.
She, as all other military and guild leaders, report to War Master Jai. What? I always give him the wrong syllable. Jarna, but she is over basically what would be the Fighters Guild.
I see.
And she has the largest list because if anything seems mean, kill it. If anything seems useful, capture it, and they'll start a breeding program for a new beast of burden.
I see. So these elves are rather dwarven-like. Interesting. Um,
Yes.
alrighty. So I would lean toward Ivana, who is my direct superior, and
hmm
therefore that would lead me toward uh, 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 Girana, right? War leader
Yes.
Girana's lists, because I mean that's who I'm
Yeah.
working for. So loyalty and all that. So I go
Yep.
to those lists and I see what's available as I'm reading this, and these guys are looking at the pretty pictures.
hmm I'm gonna stop my stream for just a second,
Okay,
but don't worry, it'll come back.
I
All right.
have
So
control of everything over here. Don't worry about it.
I'm looking forward to these parasites because I wanted to violently describe shitting a whole ass.
don't worry, it'll come into play when
Okay.
you least expect it.
GOP said, "Do you like this guy?" I like this game a lot. This is a lot of fun. This is the character I've always needed.
No, this is definitely a perfect character for you.
A giant
a drooling
tail.
giant dog. Yes, this is perfect.
Yes.
All right. So what do we got to pick from? What are we doing? Just tell us what we're doing. How about that?
So basically, what you're doing is you're basically get to pick from a number of different ones, and the closest thing you could pick out for a beast to fight is a gravel lizard.
Okay. All right. A gravel lizard. All right.
A gravel lizard is basically, you know what a bullet is from D&D?
Yes. A
Is
No.
land
kind of like a
shark.
bullet. Yes, it's kind of like a bullet.
And they
Do
actually had one of
things
those
like
in D&D movie. That was pretty cool. There were so many Easter eggs in that movie. Anyway, how many days travel would it be to the region that would have them?
It would probably be about 2 weeks travel.
2 weeks. All right. So we're going to go after that. I tell them to study the picture, and so that they'll know what they see when they see it. Right. We're going to go get one. Adventure, gentlemen. Adventure.
Mhm.
And I go
adventure.
about filling out all the paperwork and all the red damn tape I have to do to
Mhm.
requisition horses and saddles and supplies and all the stuff that I need to do. Although I
Mhm.
probably only need to do that from me.
Yes.
GOP has something, and I don't know that the dog would ride a mount.
That is Lady Ivana.
That's fine. So I have to go talk to her and fill out all the paperwork and stuff. But even though
Mhm.
Tower's character wouldn't ride a mount, I'm assuming, he can carry he can carry a backpack though, right?
You can requisition me a horse to eat?
Yeah,
Wait, does he
that's
have
we're not giving you a horse. You're not getting one.
does
Yes.
does he
Uh,
have the speed of like does he have speed to keep up with us as a horse?
If the horse just didn't, if the horses can move at 60, polar bear can move at 50. If he goes on all fours, he can move at about 35 to 40,
yeah, but
depending.
we're not going to be sprinting. We're going to be,
He can
marching.
keep up with you at a trot or a gallop.
But my question is, Tower, will your character carry a backpack?
Uh, sort of.
Can things be
I'd say
strapped to you? Is my question.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. I wouldn't say a backpack. I'd say more like the leather, like the Rambo strap with like the bullets, like shit like that.
No, no,
You
no, no.
have
I
a
want to use you as a beast of burden. I just need
yes,
to
you have
know.
a strength of 5.
Yes,
Oh,
you're
you're gonna
very
strap a fucking crate to my back.
well, tent and all the kind of weighty stuff that can't be carried on the polar bear or the horse. If I can't do that, then I need to requisition a mule or
Uh,
whatever the equivalent is in this world.
I mean, I guess I'm strong enough.
I think you are. Yeah, I think you are. So I go speak to Ivana, and I proceed to go through all the various bureaucracy that I need to go through.
All right, you talk to Lady Ivana, and she is sitting there in her chair, covered in sweat. She just got done with her poleaxe training. She is a very prodigious fighter. Um, she's one of the classes that is. She is actually a savage herself, but she is half savage. She is cross class savage and scoundrel. So
Wow,
she
that's
is.
dangerous.
She is a formidable lady. She is in her basically she's in the first third of her life. She's around 37 years old. Just approaching 40, which is a great celebration. That's when Anai are in their prime. Since they don't age like humans, they don't start getting older. Like, an Anai in their 80s would look like a human in their 60s, even though both of them can potentially live the same length of time.
Yeah. Um, well, of course, I say, Lady Ivana. I'm very respectful, of course, in my conversation. This is
Yes,
interesting
sir.
for my character as well, because I'm not very old. I mean, I guess to have this job, I'd have to be at least 20, what, 22, 25,
Yeah, 23, 22. Yeah.
somewhere in that area. So I am young. And of course, but the thing for my character though is I've actually never left the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I've never even been outside, so this is a bit of a thing to me. And I've been on a horse before, twice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem as well. But nevertheless, I have been trained. I have gone through all my schooling, so I know exactly what to say and be respectful, and what paperwork needs to be in my hand before I even speak to her. So I do all that.
Yes. You tell her. She looks over the paperwork and she says, "So, I got a piece of paper recently, and I'm assuming that it was sent by you, unless you have a brother that signs your name for things, which is not out of the question. Although I remember when I met your mother and father, they only said they had one son. A charge at a local restaurant for 28 chets.
Yes, that is correct, ma'am.
I see.
I
All right.
like characters.
Well, we'll address that. So, wonderful. You will be going on this quest, and you will get roughly the normal stipends, and we will provide you with a mule in order to carry these two for their redemption. Um, but all I can say is you spent yours ahead of time.
I see. I understand. But I will have to requisition some men or transportation for myself, ma'am.
Oh, of course, of course. You may use one of my steeds.
Oh, thank
I
you, ma'am.
believe Penelope needs to be broken, so if you will be so kind as to use her, she is a fresh mare.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Also, um, the ape, the Yatosh that is with you, he has a polar bear. Um, noble creature, noble creature. Um, see that it doesn't die from the heat. Take this with you, and she throws you a collar. Um, make sure to whisper the sacred words over it, even if you believe them in them or not. Um, and that collar will keep its temperature to that similar of the mountain.
Well, thank you, ma'am. That's very generous.
I could care less seeing people that have proper sense to make better decisions suffer for their own poor decisions, but I will not see beasts that are taken into poor decisions suffer.
Yes, ma'am. That, of course, is the goal of our pledge as redeemers.
Yes. Is there anything else that you need? And
No, ma'am.
she stands up and begins picking which different armor she wants to turn in or which bath
Am I
salts she would like to use.
am I in the room also?
You're outside. Lady Ivana
Okay.
will not let you two inside.
You
Well, I
smell
hack
money.
up I hack up a hairball in front of the door, a pretty big one too.
Okay. Okay.
But of
Okay.
course, I follow every etiquette.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or I
You,
look at GOP and I say, "Excuse me," after I'm done hacking up the hairball.
GOP,
I
what do you do?
You do
I
realize
just
dogs don't do that, right?
Mhm. Well, I
Oh,
guess he does.
dog,
He's some weird.
dog does. He licks himself.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Oh
I
well, in
just
that case, I just throw up some of that meaty sausage from yesterday. So now there's just a pile of vomit in front of the front door. Is that better? That's more in character.
That is better. That is better.
Maybe
And
a little bit of E2 or something too. I don't know.
yes, welcome, Puffin. Welcome.
I enjoy it immensely.
Okay, so I go through all the stuff we have to go. I talk with them, tell them what they need to do. How many days is it going to take for all the paperwork and everything to be arranged?
Sucro will do that for you.
Uh,
He is Lady Ivana's assistant.
Excellent.
Sounds like
I
Su-
okay, go ahead.
Mhm. Sucro, to answer your question, is about an 85-year-old NI. He
Uh,
was he was pretty famous in the last generation, but now he's relegated to secretary work because
Paperwork.
his
Yeah.
paperwork. He's been so beat up from his travels.
Well, I go over and of course about her. I'm very respectful. I go seek him out and go through all the litigiousness that's necessary. And I'm very respectful to him as well. My character is the quintessential Inai.
Yes, and he thanks you and slips you some money for your travel. He
Oh,
knows that the lady will not pay you because of your ward's extravagant appetites, but he doesn't need what he gets paid from here anyways, and so he saves it for people who get screwed. So he gives you 14 chets.
all right. So basically 14. So I should reduce mine because you're telling me. Well, no, she said that she's just taking it out of my stipend, so I don't reduce my number. So that 14 goes toward my horse. No, she gave me a horse. Goes
Yep,
toward gear. Okay,
yep.
cool. I do that.
And he says now, Lee, you would probably want to leave quickly. Uh, some of the businesses are closing down for holiday, so you don't want to miss out.
That is true. Thank you very much. We do have 2 weeks of travel. I have one last question, Master Sucro, that you might be able to help me with, seeing as your legendary travels and all. The the lady has given me an unbroken mare.
Yes, yes. Um,
Someone could help with that.
allow. I have a son-in-law that is very good with horses and can break her and make sure that she doesn't throw you or kick you and that should be well, if you leave tomorrow in the afternoon, she should be ready to actually have a rider.
Oh, thank you, thank you very much.
oh, because horses need to be broken in.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
have zero riding skill. Literally, I have nothing in ride.
If only someone here had any knowledge about riding creatures.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
no,
used
no,
to
I
do
know,
that
but
myself.
I'm indifferent to you.
that's true. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
so
out of character,
yeah,
I've got a ride of 4. So,
I am an effete Enai,
mm-hmm.
I
But I
got
can
big
and you
legs.
are my
totally
burden.
help. Yep, I can totally help you with this, but
Yes,
you're not going to
but
ask me.
of course, what we're going to hopefully what will happen over our adventures that we will come to respect each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
of
yeah,
course.
there you go.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I've never left the mountain, dude. So my character
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
like very, very, very stuck in the bureaucracy and culture of the mountain. But anyway, we do all that stuff unless you want to do something, Puffin, I guess, and we're
Oh,
on the road, I
he
guess.
Yep, you are on the road. One thing before you leave, Sucro is a warrior mage hybrid. He went up levels in warrior, and whenever he had to retire, he started going down the path of the mage. So, one of the things that is useful is he picked up the ability to make magical scrolls as a mage, and so he will actually give you a scroll to help you on your travels. He says, whenever you need something, open the scroll.
Oh, okay. All right.
It'll only
Can I
work
use
once.
scrolls?
Yes, you can,
So
because he will
should
teach you how to use it.
Oh, okay. So it's just what, a scroll of many things or something like that?
It is a scroll of basically message. When you open it, you
Oh,
can
okay,
talk to
okay.
Supro, and he can send something to you.
It's a scroll of the MacGuffin.
It is the MacGuffin. It is. Now I give you the collar, and I explain to you several times what it does, and then I watch you put it on the polar bear.
I mean, when it comes to animals, I can do well with stuff like that.
Oh,
But
I know that,
people,
but
yeah, I know
Zabalba doesn't.
that's true.
Mhm.
But no, I put it on and I make sure everything's fine. But yeah, that's it's people, it's humanoids that I'm not so good with. Animals though, I'm pretty good with.
Sure.
You can't ride people, is what I'm hearing.
Well, you can if you're Chester.
I can, yeah, actually I can, which would help me a little bit with the horse, I would assume. But it's a new experience, right? Because my
You
character
know
doesn't
what?
know
For
that.
that, I'll give you +1 to your ride skill, Chester.
Sweet. There we go.
You're welcome.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We,
Okay. I am kind of working. The horse is working, but after the first few hours of riding, my ass and thighs are not pleased.
No, they are not.
So, and I'm
Um,
just dreaming of the ladies.
exactly. While you are writing, I'm going to make a roll because I want to see how this is going to go.
Mm,
All right. So wonderful. So, as you are going, those you get around 14 miles away from the mountain proper. This is the farthest you've ever been from the mountain.
certainly, yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, that you get approached by 3 bandits, which cut down a tree, which falls in the way and stops you and your mounts. The bandits are clad in heavy armor, and one of them is wielding a very large sword. The other one has a bow, which is standing behind the tree, and another one standing next to him is a female, and she seems to be fiddling with what you can only assume are the machinations of a mage.
I see.
And they
Yeah.
tell you to stop.
Okay, so good. We get to see how combat works. And how do we do initiative?
Initiative in this game goes by the player who first initiates it, and then their target, and then it goes by the highest agility.
Okay,
So,
so they initiated.
so
Uh,
the large man is going to go first and basically just tell you to stop. If you don't, he will swing at whoever's closest to him, which is probably the polar bear and GOP.
okay. Um,
Okay.
let's see here. My character actually is pretty smart. I have a 5 intelligence and I have knowledges and investigations and stuff. So, I'm not a foolish youth,
Hmm.
even though I am a youth. Therefore, I think I would default to the warriors in this case. So,
Hmm.
I do.
All right. So, um,
So you stop,
GOP.
I'm
I'm
guessing.
waiting for your action is what I'm doing.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because I
Uh,
mean, I got pretty high perception too, so I probably would have noticed them.
he attempt yes. You saw something, but you did not notice them directly. He will put his weapon down in a failed intimidation. It is now your turn, sir.
Okay. Well,
He has only tried to intimidate you and told you to stop. He has not made an attack on you yet.
but I mean, he approached us with his weapons drawn and everything, right?
Yes, it's over his shoulder, so he can
Well,
just pull it down and cut you in half.
well, these guys stopped us on our. We are on a noble journey, and
Quest.
these guys, yes, a quest, and we are being stopped by these people in the road. I don't think they're. I think they're up to no good.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't even want to hear what they want to say.
Mm.
I'm a mighty proud Yatosh,
Mhm.
and so
Get him.
I'm gonna attack them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll it. Bring
Okay.
it on, nerd.
Right? Okay, so I'm gonna roll my d20,
Okay.
and then we'll figure out exactly what I have to add after that. Oh, that's a good roll.
That's
All
great.
right,
What's your plus?
8. Okay, so my 2 hit. My bonuses are basically the items I'm carrying on me, right?
Though the number that would apply to a max of +5.
Well, I've got a pole arm. I've got light armor.
So it would be over 20, so it's critical. So roll 2d6 and take the highest, please.
Okay. So, and I'm going to activate my rage. What is it called?
Okay. All right, so you'll do +2 damage.
Yeah, my abominable.
Yep. But
Yeah.
you won't benefit from the health thing because you're already at max health.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
I probably should wait, but I'm going to take these guys. Try and take these guys out as quickly as possible. So,
Mhm.
I get to roll 2 d20s. Oh no, but I already rolled a d20 to hit, so it doesn't matter. I can
Mhm.
wait on that. But I do roll 4, or I'll do that at the beginning of next turn, just
Yep.
because I
So
already rolled it.
2d6.
Yeah. All right, 2d6. So 4,
So that's
and
10
then
damage plus whatever.
yeah, plus it's gonna be +3. Oh no, +4. I'm sorry. So +4 weapon damage. So that's 8, and oh yeah, because I crit. So that would be 14. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So
Now, how did
14.
just for my information, how did you calculate that damage? I see a 3 and a
Okay.
4. How did we get that
Uh,
number?
Okay. So
Okay,
what happened is he criticaled.
He did,
So he rolls 2d6 and takes the highest, which is 4.
right?
But on a critical, he does 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1.
Why all that?
It's the number you roll and everything lower.
so if you rolled a
Oh,
6, you could
shit.
do
All
like
right. All right.
21
Cool.
points of damage.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you roll a 6,
Plus
you do
whatever your
21 points
bonuses
of
are.
damage.
I get it. So 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 1 is 10. There it is. All right, cool.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then he does
And
extra bonus damage because the weapon does damage itself. Okay.
yes.
And I get a bonus from I forget what it was.
Well, you get +1 from your class.
All right, cool. So yeah, um, yeah, that is my attack,
Okay.
and yeah, I
All
guess
right. So you hit. So the initiative now is Bandit Guy, GOP. What is your agility score, Mr.
my
Chester?
Oh, mine's a 3. Yeah.
Okay, and so then Towers is a 5. The ladies are going to be the lady and the gentleman behind the tree are lower than that, so it's going to go Tower, and then it'll go the Archer, and then it'll go Chester, and then it'll go the Mage Woman to round out combat.
Okay.
And that's how it will work because the 2 initiators are always at the top. So
oh, and I didn't roll my mounts attack in that either. I forgot to do
the
that.
polar bear would not have attacked yet. After you attack, now it's in attack mode.
Oh, yeah, because I thought like it goes on my turn too. But all right, that's fine.
It does, but the way you described it is you were just attacking. You said you were attacking him,
Mhm.
and you didn't say the bear was going to attack him.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just remember it next time.
Yep. I don't mean to sound asinine when I say that, but
Oh no,
anyway.
I wasn't sure, but okay, that's cool.
All right, so now it will go to you, Tower, who is muted probably.
See, yeah, he's muted.
Tower, you get to kill shit.
You're muted, buddy. Tower. Tower.
Tower, should have brought a towel.
Wow.
Okay, I'll
Yeah, you
just
can
roll
roll
for
for it.
him this turn because I have all his stuff out
Well, you
anyway.
know
So
he's been waiting for it.
yeah, I don't know
You
what's going on.
snooze,
He's
you
just
lose.
oh
I'm sorry. No, I muted myself. I got an emergency phone call from a family member. So,
Oh, they
um,
okay?
no, it's fucking one of the family members is out of town and left the garage door open, and I'm the only one who's up usually at this time. So they're asking me to go to their house and close the garage door.
Well, we're
oh
close to being
So,
finished here, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm gonna do it afterwards. It was one of those things I had to answer. Um, Sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna roll the d20, right?
Yep.
Right.
So you go. Who you got to attack? You got a big warrior. You get an archer, and you have a mage.
The warriors
Uh,
already got damage on them. The other two are undamaged.
um, whichever one I can fuck up the hardest.
You could probably screw up the mage pretty good.
Okay, I'm going to fuck the mage like a pillow as a dog.
Oh God.
Okay.
Joy.
Oh Lord.
Joy.
Let me roll to see if this poor woman is dead or not.
Oh, well, he's got to roll his he rolled his
You rolled a
D20.
10,
Yeah.
and he gets pluses. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
He does get pluses.
I think he said he has a +5. He should have a
He,
+5.
he has a
with his-
+3 because he's missing 2 items.
Oh, what is he missing then?
A
He is
map.
missing maps and fishing tools.
Oh, okay. So he's got all right.
+3. So
I'll adjust
her
that on my screen.
defense you have to beat is a 12, which you did. So you are able to hit her with. Are you doing the 3-claw strike or are you doing a normal attack?
I'm trying. Which one do you think I have the highest likelihood of killing her in one go with?
You would do the 3-claw, but the problem is you have to have. It says you move to them and then attack. There's a tree in the way, so what you do is you basically jump on the tree and swipe at her, and then your next turn you would be able to get the full 3 attacks on her.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right,
So
roll
roll
2d6.
2d6. Yeah.
2d6.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
Uh,
She is not terribly stout. That is
Okay.
5
And then you're
plus
gonna
your
add
3. So you deal her 8 damage as you just strike her across the face, and that is a third of her hit points gone, roughly. She has cloth, so that's 6. So that'd be.
oh, she's probably pretty traumatized too after getting slashed the shit out of her face.
Yeah, she is pretty traumatized, but she'll let you know how traumatized on her turn. So now it will go to the archer, which just saw you shoot at the only thing he's got to look at for multiple miles. He's going to attack you.
Who, me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
You are trying to kill his woman.
This woman's an ugly hoe.
What's your agility? Are you trying to dodge, or are you going to block this?
I'm gonna dodge.
You
I
are
don't know.
able
You
to dodge
wait,
out of
wait. Yeah.
could add numbers to
but
it.
you will
There
be
you go.
behind the you'll
Oh,
be
wow.
behind the tree, so when you dodge, so she may have a chance to escape you. So now it will go to the Chester Rooney.
All right. So I'm watching this all transpire, and I basically holding the reins of this thing, and I'm focusing my self, and a little ball of energy appears in front of my forehead of a magenta with silver cracks through the energy that's appearing upon my forehead, and I lash out at the large warrior. So
Right.
mine is 20 plus 3. All right, so that is a
That is a
21,
critical, which is
uh,
critical.
which is critical. So let me do the damage for that. Now, damage is 2d6 plus I add another d6 for my psionics. Is that how that works?
Let me see here. What you do is when you do psionics, you would roll with the current psionics that you have. Next level, you'll get the extra d6 and choose the highest of all 3.
Okay,
So
so
for
that
now, it's
that d6
2d6.
I have written down means it's the damage that I add after the fact is what you're talking. Is that what
Yes.
that means? Oh, okay, so 2d6. Let me go ahead and roll that. So that
So
right
you
there is
do
a 6 is
21.
21
Mhm.
plus
Right.
what is the psionic itself? What is the weapon damage of psionics? I guess
The weapon damage of
is this
psionics
is that
is
the
the
6?
1d6. That's where that comes from.
So do I roll it or is it just
Yeah,
6?
it's the other dice value. So You rolled a 6 plus the 21 plus 4.
So 25.
So 25 damage.
25. Okay, so it's that's what it adds the other dice. Okay, that's interesting. So 25 points of damage. Is he
Yep.
still up?
Yes, but you
Okay.
did have his health and damage.
Very well. Now, I have the ability to take extra attacks without critical, even though I just did a critical.
Mhm.
How does that apply? Do I just continue
Um,
rolling right here?
it is an extra action. So
Yes.
what extra actions do is the first one, you would roll a d20 with nothing, but usually extra actions don't get modifiers.
All right. So, but I can do them right now?
Yeah, you can do them right
Okay.
now. You could do
So,
all 7 of them if you wanted to.
right. So I just a D20 without the +3. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That right there is a straight 9 because I have no bonuses. Is that
All
hit
right,
or
so
not?
that will miss.
Okay. I'm pushing it.
Okay, roll again. That's 2 of 7.
Hmm.
Ooh.
All right.
I'm just letting a barrage off on this guy.
Yep, keep going.
Oh no.
Wow.
I mean,
Uh,
you have 7 and the
I,
session's ending in like a few minutes,
I know
so
that.
Oh, that one hit.
There it is. So
That
you,
one
there.
crit.
a bunch of these psionic bullets go flying past this guy. Like I said, they're like a magenta color, and I'm tearing up leaves and bark everywhere. But I
Hmm.
finally, with the fourth one, I get him again.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
straight roll, right, for the
Yep, straight roll.
2d6. All right.
2d6. 2 damage.
All right, so 2 damage. All right, that's the way that
Yep.
works. I still have
Hmm.
3 more I could apply. I might as well, right? So
Yep, you might as well, because,
I'm just,
after this combat session's over.
just a barrage of psionic bullets. Yeah, that sucks. That's a 1.
Okay, so you can do your extra actions, but something has happened as a result. But since you're like giving off all this energy at once, I'll have it hit you afterwards.
Yeah, no, fine. So I got
Yeah.
2 more.
Oh
Yeah,
well.
nat 20.
Ooh, so that's a critical.
Okay. So that is a nat. No, so nat 20s don't do anything specific other than crit. All right. So
Hmm.
let me go ahead and roll that again.
That is 15, 17 damage.
17 points of damage. How's he doing?
He's dead.
Okay. And the last, I have one more. The last one goes
Mhm.
flying toward the mage, I guess.
Yep.
So let me do that.
And that's a miss.
All right. So
Okay.
I
For
just kind of unleash. All right.
All right. So the problem is with that natural one, you left your mind open.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
And so the mage woman will, as a result, do a light domination.
Okay.
A seduction, basically. So you will not be able to further attack her.
All right.
Um,
So I'm
so,
done.
Boost the ladies, man.
well, you can
uh,
probably still attack the other guy, but you
yeah,
just
you can
can't.
attack the other guy, but he will actively try to keep you guys from killing the mage.
Oh, no, no, no. I mean, I'm done with my round.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah. So it's her turn. She realizes that this is going south, but that the scroll she has on her belt is humming, so she realizes that her reaction item was successful in affecting one of them. She's not sure who it worked on, but the big dude just died, and so she is going to turn and she's going to attack. All right. And so, since they are caught off guard, hello, user.
Hey, lady.
Hi, lady.
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 Ladai?
Lady.
That's okay, Casey.
Ladada.
That's
All
okay.
That's
right.
okay.
She'll
So,
pipe in when
uh,
she's ready.
yeah.
So you
So
attend now. Now I'm trying to understand where the hit ratios are. So I missed with a 9 down. What is the number needed to hit in this game?
the normal number needed to hit is 8 plus whatever their agility is.
I
Oh,
hear you, lady,
okay,
but you're very
okay,
muffled.
okay. Good, good, good.
Yes, I'm here now.
Hi,
Okay.
lady.
So with
Hi.
a 10, Since he doesn't see it coming, uh, so what is your agility, GOP?
Oh, she's hitting me.
Mm-hmm.
My agility is I think it's a 3 mounted.
Okay,
So
so her initial shock will miss you, and she basically moves to the side. Fortunately, she is a mage, so she has a scroll that she can activate, which she's going to do now.
Oh,
oh
Ooh, that's
no.
unfortunate. So, she activates this scroll and suddenly disappears.
That bitch.
hmm hmm
She didn't want to disappear, but she
Can
did.
I sniff and see if she's around?
Oh yes, she's invisible.
yeah.
She
Well,
was trying to teleport away, but it fumbled and turned her invisible.
nice.
Is she still roughly where she was sitting?
No,
She-
she's
oh.
moved behind the. She's moved closer towards Chester.
Mm. Top of the round, top of the round, I guess. So that would
Yeah, top of
be
the round. Warrior's dead. GOP, you're first.
oh, sweet.
Okay, well, the lady, I was gonna go for the mage because she just tried to hit me, but she's gone. So I'm like, oh, well, that problem's solved. So I'm gonna go over to the archer guy and
Okay,
give him a good old smack,
they'll
smack with
flip
my
you off.
glaive. Yeah. All right. So my d20. Oh, that's good.
That
Okay.
critted him. Roll.
Yep. Oh, 21.
21 damage. Plus 3 for 24. Bam.
Oh no, plus
Oh,
4, 25. Or well, yeah, 25.
he is dead.
I'm proud of myself.
You
Yeah.
skewered this poor unarmored bandit.
Well, he tried to rob me. I
So
look over at because I think they're all gone. I look over at Tower and like, I believe you can eat this one.
Well, Tower knows
Uh,
they're not all gone though, because he can smell her.
Yeah, no, but I don't. So I'm
Yeah.
just letting him know that.
okay, I can smell. Okay,
mhm.
the one I can smell, right? Can
Yeah.
I home in on her?
You can home in on her, but you still can't see her.
I don't need to see her.
Mhm.
As long as I can smell, I can just start fucking swiping in that random direction.
Yeah, swipe in the direction.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go in this direction I smell, and I'm going to swipe the shit out of that area.
Okay, roll an attack.
Okay. Do do do
1d20.
do 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 circus do 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 afro circus afro
Polka dot afro.
Oh, that's a good
Wow.
roll.
So yeah, wow. You have critted. Unfortunately, you that's since it's non-natural. Unfortunately, you can't really crit invisible people because you can't see them where you're actually hitting. But you did do a lot of damage to her. So roll 2d6 for me, please.
Genius.
All right. Well, that is 5
3.
damage.
Yeah.
So you hit her for 5 damage. As you're just swiping randomly, you hit her. She is she is on the ground, bleeding, and she basically surrenders.
I don't take no prisoners, and I fucking eat her
Well,
leg.
it's not your turn now, so
Yeah,
Oh
it is
shit!
Chester's.
It's my turn. I'm still under the effect of the spell.
Of the scroll, yes.
Yes. Um, so I dismount and I go over and I'm enamored is what the situation
Mhm.
is, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I go over to her and I say, my lady, let me check to your wounds.
She thanks you and says that I was being held prisoner and forced to fight by these 2 bandits. Please don't let them eat me.
Well, they are wild. They are my charges. The wounds. And I have 0 ability in medical, but all of a sudden I think I'm Trapper John,
Yeah.
MD.
Yep, and she is still invisible because she can't turn it off. This may be permanent.
Oh, I see. So I don't, but she's speaking. So I'm speak.
Yeah,
So I don't
she's
actually. I wouldn't
speaking.
know any of that.
Well, you
Okay,
would see
okay.
the blood of where the wounds are.
So I'm trying to staunch the blood with my zero
Mhm.
ability.
Yep. Roll a d20.
Yes, yes.
Oh my
This is when
god.
you
You
roll the
make it
one.
worse.
GOP. That's exactly what I wanted. Perfect.
She dies.
Oh my god.
My
You
lady.
accidentally agitate an artery and she dies.
Oh my.
Your
Yeah.
hands are covered in blood
Oh,
and the spell ends because its owner is dead.
and then I'm like, huh? Oh, what?
Can
Stupid.
I do?
Is
Can I
this a
do?
human?
Mhm.
Are these
Can I
humans?
do something?
One was an Anai, the other two were human.
This one. What is this one?
This is an Anai woman.
Oh, it's like so I go from being enamored to such despicable actions for an E9. Oh, I stand up and
I
I find the big warrior, and he's got various burn marks on him from me, but his clothing it must still be have areas to staunch blood from my hands, so I use his clothing.
Right.
Go ahead, Tower. I know what you want. So go ahead.
okay. So the big warrior, I go up to him and I disinfect his face with my piss, and then I
Okay.
go and I eat the witch lady laying on the ground.
Okay.
Let's just assume that you mark your territory in many places, and we.
Yes,
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 we
yes.
can just
Everyone
And
I
assume
this
go,
this.
will
I'm
We'll
be
just
going to
assume.
piss on.
and
Everyone I go, I'm going to piss on.
Okay.
this is where we will pause for
Yes.
today.
No, that is perfect. Defeating the bandits. Uh, wow. Alrighty then. Well, hello, lady. Nice to see you. So we're going to have to work lady into this, which will be interesting. But I'm sure we can have some roadside gatherings and meetings and such. But nevertheless,
Yes.
thank you all for coming in. I do appreciate it. This is a new game system, new campaign that Puffin is running, which is great because I get to play, which is rare. But definitely keep in mind in 2 days on Drone Recorder Ultimate Edition, of course, on this channel. I do believe we were doing Pixel Trader's new Mermaid book. So come in for that, support that, please. But other than that, we'll see you next week as we get fully on into Heroes Call. Anybody want to make any statements before I get us out of here?
I hope to. Well, I do hope to make you spend far more of your money next time around.
Fair
Did
enough.
you,
Fair
did
enough.
you enjoy the game?
Yeah, no, it's
Oh, it
going
was
fine.
fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, yeah. Tower,
I
you got
has
to
a
eat some.
lot of fun.
You did. You know,
Yes,
this perfect character
I
for
get
you.
to
I
I
agree.
get to piss on people, eat shit, and nobody yells at me. It's awesome.
It's true. That is true. That is.
Every character yells at me, but my character gives close to zero fucks.
I am still curious how you get through your actual day, but nevertheless. So we'll see you guys all next time. So later.
Goodbye.
Ye
Bye.
all